even better because amateurs, they have a shorter time limit to get things done in. Mm-hmm. You have to win the round in 3 minutes. You don't have 5 minutes, so you don't have to pace yourself for that 15 minutes. The calculatedness of the pros sometimes doesn't always look as fun to watch for the fans.
Doesn't translate to the entertainment.
Yeah, amateurs are throwing a little bit more caution to the wind. They're swinging with a little bit more purpose earlier, whereas pros are usually looking for the big shot. Mm-hmm. But, they're kind of testing, and it's a little bit more footwork. It's a little bit more of a game, a little bit more of a back and forth. And the amateurs usually get right to it because they have a shorter time limit. They're not as experienced. We still have, 2 professional fights on the card, mm-hmm. but we have a stacked amateur card with 2 super, super exciting, and Sarah's jumping in with us here, 2 super, super exciting professional fights with our professional main event, Nick Delahoussaye making his comeback into the cage was the main event on the last card, if I remember right. Didn't go his way.
Yeah. And
now he's getting a rematch with Elijah Brantley. And Elijah Brantley's a fighter that I've watched for years. I've been seeing him fight as an amateur, a phenomenal wrestler. He actually beat Nick in their amateur fight back years ago with a unanimous decision. Mm-hmm. And to me, if I'm going to be Nick's coach and I'm going to say what's going to be the deciding factor in this fight, I'm thinking footwork, to make sure you're not getting taken down, not setting your hips directly in front of Elijah, not standing in front of him for extended period of times where he can shoot that double or shoot a single, not letting him get inside. I'm keeping my frames and my elbows tight, so when he does shoot, I'm level changing with him, and I've got something between me and him, and then I'm cutting angles, and I'm not sitting in front of him. If you think about it to like a Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey fight, the way Holly Holm used her feet to not allow Ronda to tie up with her. If I'm Nick, that's what I'm trying to do in this fight. Now, we'll see what he does, but that's what I'm trying to do is I don't want to sprawl. 100%. I don't want to be on the cage on my back not getting taken down. I don't want to be there at all. I want to be standing. I want to turn it into a Muay Thai fight. Yeah. I want to make it as much of a technical striking battle as I can. Now, that's not to say that Nick can't wrestle with Elijah, and that's not to say that Nick doesn't have the grappling to grapple with Elijah. But I think if I'm him in this fight, that's going to be my focus.
That's important.
Take it to where you're strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Take it to where you feel you have the advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to both of them yesterday, and one thing about Elijah Brantley, he's a little bit, I don't want to say behind, but he's looking to gain his first pro win tonight, whereas Nick has been pro for a couple fights now, so he does have that pro experience. Elijah's just now getting his foot in the waters. 0-1 as a pro, but has a lot of amateur experience. Spent a little bit more time.
Yeah,
a lot more time in the amateurs than Nick, but what I will say is that when I talked to Elijah, he said the first time I beat him, he did let us know that, hey, I depended heavily on my wrestling. My wrestling is what won me the fight. But he said now I'm a much more complete fighter. Since I've transitioned, I'm a much more complete fighter. I won't be solely dependent on my wrestling because I know that you can't be solely dependent on one aspect when you go to the pros. You got to have a lot of other aspects.
Absolutely. The question is, how long is it taken? Like, how long has he spent? But I mean, I'm sure his entire amateur career, he's been improving on everything. And this is not a shade to Elijah because Elijah's phenomenal. I've seen Elijah fight several times, and he's always impressed me. But I think that when you actually walk into the cage, I think that focusing on the things that you're good at, I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
I agree.
I think that's important. I think you should be looking to do what you do well. If you're a world-class striker, even if the last 6-8 weeks or year has been spent on improving your grappling, your striking's still what got you to the show. Let's find ways to utilize that in the fight. So if I were him, if I were Elijah, I would be looking to cut Nick's angles off. I'd be looking to back him into a wall, back him toward a cage, not allow him to circle out, and then use my hands to set up my shots.
Yeah.
Punch him first, hit him, make him raise his guard so I can get under and do what I do best.
I know we mentioned a lot about the wrestling of Elijah, but we also have to forget that, we did talk a little bit about Nick's grappling, but his jiu-jitsu is another aspect of his game that we can't forget about because what he has done
immensely since he first started fighting.
What he has done in the past is he's maybe gotten dropped or maybe gotten into a position where he could go to his back and then someone goes in. Next thing you know, they're locked up in a triangle choke, and it's over. So it's crazy that this fight could end in multiple different ways from both sides. That's what makes this a great main event.
Absolutely. I'm super excited about it. Another fight I'm super excited about is our co-main. I have been around Kasper Caldwell since the beginning. I remember when he first started fighting, and his opponent's name is escaping me right now, but Kenny Mims, when he fought Kenny Mims back in the day. This was almost 10 years ago, and Kasper is a dog. You never know what he's going to do with his career, because one day he's retired, and then he'll tell me he's never going to fight again, and then 6 months later he's on a card as a co-main event, and you're just like, bro, I didn't think you were fighting anymore. I thought you were doing this other thing. I think he just can't help it.
In fairness, I get that, right?
Yeah.
Once you fight, that itch never completely goes away.
Yeah.
So
and I think once he gets that itch, he can't help but want to jump back in there.
Yeah.
And seeing him come up against Thomas Clingan, I hope I'm saying his name right, in his pro debut for MMA, and I know he said that this is probably his last MMA fight unless he gets a great opportunity. But I love you, Kasper. I don't believe you. You've fooled me too many times. But he's just got a dog in him, and Kasper's striking is exceptional. I don't know a lot about his opponent, but I do know a lot about Kasper. Kasper's got an excellent Muay Thai. You look at his MMA record, and he had a lot of MMA fights. There are a lot of Muay Thai, like kickboxing fights, that are not included on his record online.
yeah.
And he's got a lot of ring experience he's bringing in that may not show up. You're not seeing it. I remember when he did a kickboxing match against Trevor Wallace here in Tupelo.
I remember that.
When Trevor was an amateur, and Trevor had not even fought MMA yet. So you're talking about somebody that's been in this so long. Now you've got Trevor, who's the heavyweight champion for SFC, has been to LFA, and everything went dark, guys, but we're still here. He's been to LFA. We're back. What's up, everybody? He's been to LFA. He's fought at a really high level. Kasper had already had fights before his first MMA fight. Kasper was Trevor's debut, and so
that's how
That
long
says a
he's been
lot.
around.
that's how long he's been around. He's been around the game for. Sorry, guys, I gotta fix my headset. Turn my hat around. He's been in the game for a really long time, and he's super, super technical. He's got really great striking. His kicks are out of this world.
Yes.
His boxing is good. He's done BKFC. He's boxed.
To add on to that, he's done all that, but also he started off a heavyweight, and now he's moved into light heavyweight. So that speed's just going to be much faster. You're going to be dealing with much quicker volume of strikes. I mean, who knows? We haven't seen him in so long in this aspect, so it's unpredictable what we're going to see from him. But I think we're going to begin seeing a new Kasper Caldwell, and based off of what he told me yesterday, this is his last dance, last walk to the octagon in MMA. I mean, they all say that, but
we'll see.
But we'll put that on there. We'll put last dance on there. We'll say for MMA at least.
Yeah.
He does want to do other things.
Yeah, and I can see that. I do think that for him, boxing and kickboxing were always a little bit more his speed and what he really enjoyed doing. He's also a guy that's got a lot going on in his life. He's trying to accomplish other things outside of fighting. He's not necessarily trying to go to the big show and be the next world champion. He's just got a dog in him, and he's got an itch, and he wants to scratch it. He wants to get in there.
I'll tell you what, though, that makes for potentially an even more exciting fight.
Yeah.
Because he's doing this because he wants it.
He wants to be
not
here.
just, to create a name and if this is his last fight, he's got very little to lose.
Yeah, and what an honor it would be if this is his last fight for us to be able to do the call on it.
Absolutely.
On SFC 50. That's what I'm saying. When I asked him, I was like, okay, you're coming back for an MMA match, which you haven't been back in a while, but you come back on the 50th show, the 50th anniversary of the SFC, and I'm like, I'm not going to be surprised at all if he's like, this is it for MMA.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of a new journey, whatever that is,
Yeah. I think that it's one of those things where we're just going to have to wait and see what happens, because I think when an opportunity calls, like he said, if he gets a great opportunity, when an opportunity calls, I think he may make the trip back. I don't know. I'd love to see him back. I selfishly do not want him to quit fighting MMA. I want to see him back in the SFC. I want to see him back on local shows. I want to watch him fight again. I like watching Kasper fight.
He's a unique individual.
One thing about Kasper is it's going to be an exciting fight. I don't care who Kasper's fighting. I don't care what the rule set is. I don't care if it's boxing, kickboxing, MMA, karate combat, thumb wrestling, tic-tac-toe. Casper's
Underwater
gonna
basket weave.
Yeah, he's gonna make it a show. He's gonna come out and he's gonna make it a show. So
Yeah.
really excited about that one.
And a lot of we go back to our amateurs for a second. You know, a lot of these amateur competitors, a lot of amateurs that fight here, they fight here a lot and frequently because they know it's a guaranteed dates. You know, not all promotions have guaranteed dates. For the next how many years, I think Jamie said the dates are always going to be March, August, and November. And
Right.
the fighters can rely on that it's never going to leave those months. So you see a lot of the same guys competing, not always, but you see a lot of them, and I do. And when I get to speak to them, I get to see these guys progress. Okay, I get to see when they're bouncing back from a loss or when they're on a streak. And it's interesting to see what they try to do when they get to a certain point. It's like, okay, we're at 4 or 5 amateur fights. Or no, we're at 3. How am I going to do things differently? What have I done in between fights to improve? One of the fighters I spoke with yesterday, Mr. Blake Robinson, he went to a convention for firefighters and cops, and they had a boxing option
Yeah,
there.
police and boxing,
Police-
or police
pla-
and fire games. They
yeah.
have all kinds of events. I've debated competing next year, but it's usually really good kind of vibe. You know, it's all in good competition, good sport.
Yeah.
So I'm interested too though, because Memphis doesn't have a huge presence,
Mhm.
the fire department in Memphis. So I might start that.
Yeah.
Have a combat sport league.
That'd be
We'll
awesome.
see.
He mentioned he placed second there in the boxing there, and
Awesome.
he's talked about how a lot of coaches there were helping him with his striking. He mentioned in his previous fight that Malik had the reach, and that his striking was not as fine-tuned as he wanted it to be. And he's like, look, that was the problem. Maybe that's not going to be the problem in this next fight, but I need to fix what I have not done right in the loss that I just had, right? So he already went out and said, all right, I'm going to fix this mistake that I just had with my last fight,
Yeah.
and then improve on whatever else I've got. And now we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, and he's fighting Caleb. Ibrahimov. He has told me how to say that 27 times.
It's
so,
not easy.
So just like with you before the broadcast day, I asked you like 7 times to make sure I had it right. I've known Caleb made his kickboxing debut against one of my guys and got a win. And he's very tough. He's got good striking. He's got good grappling. He's got a great attitude when he's in there. This is one of the fights that I'm really interested to see.
Yes.
When I'm looking at it from the outside looking in, one thing that I do see is Caleb does seem to be a little smaller. His frame's a little smaller than Blake's is.
Yeah, it's a flyweight bout. But one thing noted is that Blake was a little overweight for this fight, so that also plays
he's
an
a
aspect.
huge flyweight.
Well, what I talked to him about his weight class, I was like, all right, you've been at flyweight, you've been at bantamweight, and it's like, he said, oh yeah, I've made the 125 cut before. I've made it without a problem. But this time, it didn't go well. He did the exact same thing, he said, but he's like, I can't be a good person. I can't be a fighter and not make weight. So he felt very bad about it. He mentioned, and you can go online and YouTube, watch Summit Fighting Championships, where he talks about how he missed weight, but he took accountability, and he mentioned, he went up to the team. He's like, hey, I know this is completely unprofessional, the whole shooting match, and he apologized for that. And, this is a guy who doesn't want to miss weight. He sees it as cheating, but he mentioned, yeah, I'm not cutting down to flyweight. I'm sticking to bantamweight because that's what I can make. And this is the time to make those decisions because you're so early in your career. You don't want to be making those decisions.
How old is he? Do you know how old he is?
Mr. Scrappy? He's probably 20, 21. I'm
So
not too sure.
early 20s is when this happens a lot of time. The weight you can make at 18, 19, as you get well into your 20s, and I know this because I lived it, the weight gets harder and harder to make because your body's developing. You're not usually at 18, 19 years old at your full size yet. The weight's a little easier to cut at 19. I remember when I was 19 and 20, I was cutting to 170 pounds, and within a couple years, I was struggling to get to 185.
Yeah.
So there was no way I could have got back to 170. I was depleting heavily to get to 85 2, 3, 4 years later. And so you see guys that maybe they were able to make the weight at 18, 19, maybe 20, 21, 22, somewhere in there between 25. You'll see a little bit of a shift where they'll really settle into the weight class they're going to be in as an adult, like a fully grown, developed adult. And he's definitely the bigger of the two. Right. When I saw the fight was at 125, I was really surprised because Caleb needs to be at 125.
Yeah.
He fought my guy at 135. And both of them were walking around 135, so we just were like, we're good with it because my guy needs to be 125 too. And when I saw him fighting Blake, I was like, ooh, like there's going to be some size there to overcome. Not only is there the size issue, though, we've seen Blake fight. And Blake's not a scrub. He's got
For an
very
amateur.
slick jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for an amateur that I spoke about, I was like, look, you're very early in your career, man, but you've showcased a lot of skill in a small amount of time. And he's acknowledged that, and he's always got this great mindset. He's always constantly trying to improve. He's very, very dedicated to evolving his game.
Yeah.
He's one of those
Humble,
martial
too.
artists. Yes, very, very much so. Very well-spoken individual.
Yeah, he's very well spoken. He's very collected, and he's very slick on the ground. Excuse me. Another fight that I'm super excited about is the first fight of the night. Jordan Peddley versus Rod Thomas. I don't know a lot about Jordan,
And
but
debut.
again, Rod had a kickboxing match against one of my guys, BJ Williams. And I will tell you, while BJ won that fight, BJ is the most talented kickboxer I've ever worked with in terms of his striking. He's the most talented striker that I've worked with as a coach. And he said after, when Rod caught him at one time in the fight, he's like, man, that's the hardest I've ever been hit. Rod's super heavy-handed. He's freakishly strong. He's a super gifted athlete. He works hard. He's coming out of a good camp.
Yeah.
I don't know as much about Jordan, but heavyweight fight starting things off. I'm just going to tell you guys, promoters do this on purpose, okay? Promoters will a lot of times, they want to get the show started off with what they think is going to be an exciting bang, a knockout.
Because it's going to set that pace for the rest of the card.
It sets a tone. It sets a tone for the other fighters, but it sets a tone for the crowd and you guys at home, so that now you're excited coming into this first fight.
You know what to expect.
Yeah, this is a loud pop, a big boom to start the show that's gonna help set the tone and get everybody involved. So let me tell you guys something. If you're sitting at home and you're watching this, you don't want to miss the first fight.
That's what I told.
Don't-
I've got some
don't-
family visiting. I said, don't blink.
Go get a drink, okay? Don't go pop popcorn. Don't wait till an intermission, or go do it now. Miss us talking, okay? If you're gonna miss something,
We'll catch you up. We'll catch you up.
Yeah, we're talking. You can miss this. Do not miss the first fight.
Do not miss any fights if you can.
I'm telling you, be here.
We are
Have your
5
seat
minutes
ready.
away, ladies and gentlemen. No, we're 5 minutes away.
5 minutes.
5
Popcorn,
minutes.
drinks.
Yep. So do
anything
it now.
else you need.
Yeah,
Do it
we got
now.
5 minutes.
Do it now. Just highlighting some other fights. I'm excited to watch Jacob Timmons fight again. Again, he fought one of my guys and won. He was a dog. He's coming in off of a loss.
Yes.
But he a lot of times when fighters are coming off that first loss, they're hungry. He had really, really good. He was very composed. He had good grappling. Was very prepared.
Yeah.
And I think that this is not going to be an exception. I think he's going to come out and look 10 times better in this fight than he did his last fight. He
100%.
looked good in his last fight. He looked really good in his first fight. Something about that first loss makes people hungry.
Yeah. I mean, he's coming out of Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu Academy. There's a lot of good guys out of there. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the amount of guys in that gym that compete is just crazy. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the level of competition out of that gym just
Yeah.
to compete with and then get to the cage. I mean,
Just getting to train with Cody.
Yeah, any of these guys at Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu. There's so many guys in there that I see on this card, like Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu Academy. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
there's a lot of guys.
You know they're going to be solid.
Yeah.
You know they're going to be good. I've never seen anybody come out of the gym. I'm going to tell you guys, and this is what makes me so excited about calling the SFC card. It's my favorite card, probably. I love calling these shows. I've been to other shows near here recently, and the level of competition is not as high. The fighters are not as good.
One thing to say to that, he's so true. But speaking with the matchmaker, we'll have great guys right lined up, and they're like, oh, this fight I cannot wait. This is an up and coming guy, right? And then you'll see so many pullouts. You know, fighters don't want to fight the guys that we put on this card. So
Yeah.
sometimes we'll post something and we'll be like, hey, we got this up and coming prospect. You know, really high level regional fights, and the card's looking amazing. And the next thing you know, the top prospect fights lose their opponent because the opponent backs out for what sometimes it's an injury,
Yeah.
sometimes. But when you're at this level, you get a little bit more leeway. You know, there's not as much repercussions, but you know, it happens a lot where people just don't want to take that hard fight early on, which is understandable, but at the same time, don't sign the contract, don't agree to it unless you know you're going to do it.
Right.
So it's all about where you're going in your career when you say it's understandable. If you're an amateur fighter and your goal is to turn pro, you should be taking the tough fights.
Absolutely.
You should be seeing the highest level people that you can. Maybe not in your debut, But if you've had a couple fights and you've got a winning record and you're thinking about turning pro at 5-0 or turning pro at 6-0, 6-1, whatever the case is, that 6-1 does not need to be against tomato cans. That 6-1, you should be actively looking for the toughest fights that you can find if you're going to turn pro at 5-0. You don't need to turn 5-0, but 3 of your fights were against 0-0, 0-1 guys. They should be against guys that wrestled in college. They should be against guys that, the best possible fights that you can find. Now, if you're 40 years old or if you're 38 years old and you're just going to take a couple fights for fun for your bucket list, that's a totally different conversation.
Yep.
So you have to manage these guys and match these guys according to what their goals are in the sport. This show particularly, a lot of the guys fighting on this show, of course, we've got our guys that are 1-2 fight, they're done. A lot of these guys are guys trying to turn pro.
Yeah.
These are guys that we're going to see them at the next level. I can't tell you the amount of people that I've seen go from this show to the UFC.
Yep.
There's been several.
And I really firmly believe the matchmaking at this show is a part of that because, to your point, the kind of fighter that you're dealing with, you want to have an appropriate match.
Yeah.
And you might be able to tell us a little bit more about this. I know that Malik Berdine had a dropout, a pullout,
He
injury.
did, but now we got a kickboxing match for him.
Okay.
So he did have an opponent pull out, but now we got him with Russell Ballard.
I saw that.
So that is a kickboxing match. I believe they said no elbows.
No elbows or knees to the head.
No elbows.
So they can knee to the
head.
body. I mean, potentially, I guess you could elbow to the body if you wanted to. I don't think there's a rule against it, but there's no knees or elbows to the head. Malik wanted to do me elbows and knees to the head, but this guy's coming in last minute, and he's like, I don't think he was necessarily getting ready for a fight, so I can definitely understand why he wouldn't want to do knees or elbows to the head.
Respect to both. I mean,
Yeah.
both taking each other on,
Wait,
less
and
than
you're-
a day's notice.
Yeah, you're talking about
For
this guy
sure.
taking on Malik Berdine in 24 hours notice.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Malik is a monster. I remember I was really excited to watch him do MMA, but I was watching a video of him sparring with his coach Nick when he was like 8-9 years old, I think, and he looked sharp as a tack at like 8-9 years old.
Yeah.
He was moving his head and throwing low kicks and looked smooth and just exceptional at a really young age, and that was then. Now he's an adult. You know what I mean? Now he's
Well, I think he's like 17, so he's
an adult.
a teenager still.
not an adult.
I
But
think
yeah,
he's 17. I don't think he's 18 yet.
Yeah.
I think he's almost there. He's basically
That's crazy.
almost an adult.
that's
He
crazy.
could probably beat up some adults, for sure.
Most, yeah,
Yeah.
most for sure.
Yeah.
So,
But respect to both of those guys.
yeah, I'm super excited about that one. I'm always excited. Every time Malik fights, I always just kind of dote over the kid, because I think so highly of him, and I think so highly of his dad. His dad is MMA royalty of North
Oh,
Mississippi.
yeah, absolutely.
When you're talking about OGs in the game, I think I talked about this on the last show. I remember the very first MMA card I ever went to. I had just started training, and they were doing an ICC combat championship. It was Mark Romano and his partner show, and I went up there to see it. And like half the crowd was wearing Paragon shirts. This was like 17 years ago, okay? So he had already had an established gym. He had like 6 guys on the card 17, 18 years ago. This was 2008 or 2000. I think it was probably 2009. So you're talking like early 2009. He was already an established coach and an accomplished fight coach in the area. Already had an established gym. When you're talking about, I mean, he is the MMA kind of godfather. He's like one of the original OG guys. When you're looking at the landscape of North Mississippi, Jaybird's like up there with anybody. And so
For sure.
I look up to his dad a lot, and Malik's one of those kids, man. It's so strange because I've seen the kid smile 3 times, and it was the 3
keeps a
times he was
stone
walking
face.
into the ring.
Yes.
I-
Yeah, he's very serious.
When his
but-
family and his fans come out, that has to bring the smiles out of him. His mom, his aunts, his uncles,
I
they're
think
all
he just
out there
likes to
looking at
fight.
him. Yeah, that
I think
too.
he just likes to
That too.
fight. I think that's his favorite
Yeah.
thing. I think Malik's favorite thing to do on this planet is fight.
And that's all he knows. That's what he was raised in.
Yeah,
I raised in the gym.
I think this is what he knows. This is what he does. And so when he gets to come out here and do what he does, it makes him happy.
I mean, his whole life, in a way, has been kind of leading up to this. When I talked to his dad a couple fight cards back, he said, when I was fighting, backstage at SFC, he was right there with me. So he's
Yeah.
been a part of this whole process with him.
I
Now
remember
he's going
that.
through it.
I remember that. I remember Malik at 8, 9 years old in the backstage of SFC walking around with his dad. He was the only little kid back there. Matter of fact, it's why I bring my kids to the show.
Yeah.
I bring my son to the show when I'm cornering a lot of times because I know I can because Jaybird did it, right? Like that was, and I'm like, man, let's get him around it early, get him around it young.
The rite of passage.
You know?
It's good experience too. You know, seeing the process, especially backstage with fighters warming up, those last-minute talks from the coaches and stuff like that.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Please rise, remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. Now that's how you start an MMA fight. Ladies and gentlemen, Tupelo, welcome to the Summit Fighting Championships. We're here at SFC 50. I'll be your host for tonight's event, Nathan Kirby. This event is sanctioned by the Mississippi State Athletic Commission Deputy Commissioner Leanne Matthews. Our judges tonight will be Jimbo Surratt, Jordan Wookie, and Brandon Wilkinson. And timekeeper is going to be Jacob Parrish. EMS is provided by Pafford Ambulance Service and the ringside attendant, Reed Knight. And a referee taking care of the fighters inside the ring tonight is the handsome one, Jason Aldridge. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready. And if I'm ready, it means you're ready. And if you're ready, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Please help me welcome to the first fighter to the cage. Put your hands together for Jordan Peddley.
Jordan Peddley making his way to the ring.
His first walk to the octagon.
Interesting, man. He looks ready. He looks ready. I think the Under Armour shorts he's got on kind of look like underwear, but you know,
Hey, whatever works.
whatever you like to wear, bro. They look exactly like the underwear I have on right now. I think I'm wearing those exact same shorts. But the movement's probably phenomenal.
Flexibility.
Yeah. Now, I don't. Does anybody know where he's out of? What gym is he out of?
I don't. I didn't recognize the name. We talked earlier that
One. Here we go. Welcome his opponent, Rod Thomas.
Now, Rod, I know pretty well. Again, him and BJ fought in TCB in a kickboxing match, and he said he hit unbelievably hard. Looking back on the national anthem that was just sung, there's something about this sport. It's one of the reasons I can't leave it. I don't compete anymore, but I can't just leave the sport alone because there's something about this sport that's just magical. When
Yes.
that national anthem comes on and then your music comes on and you're making this walk, this moment right here, when you walk out and the crowd's cheering your name and the lights are on, there's a magic to it that I can't even describe to you.
there's nothing like it.
There's nothing like it
You
on
guys,
this planet.
you guys know from your perspective as fighting, and then from the fans, it's 100% reciprocated because
Yeah.
we see the moments that build up a little bit, but you guys have your own moments that build up to this. And I'm sure this gentleman here has had the moments that build up to this fight. So much goes into these fights, right?
Yeah.
The training camps, the financial hardships of paying for this stuff, and making the journey here. A lot of these guys are working full-time jobs.
Yeah.
This is just extra, right? So
I'll tell you
Most of
what.
these amateurs are not getting paid at all.
No,
not.
you're usually coming out of pocket for the most part.
Yeah.
Especially when you're first starting out, when you haven't made a name for yourself, you're not really,
You might get a
sponsorships and
hotel
stuff.
and some gas.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, and it's one of the reasons why I think I don't have a huge fight team. I've got 2 or 3 guys because if you're going to be a fighter, it's something you got to need to do.
Yeah.
You can't just want it. You
No,
got to need
absolutely.
it.
The sacrifices that are required, especially for somebody that's working potentially a full-time job,
Yeah.
you have to
Here we
want
go,
it.
ladies and gentlemen, the first fight of the night starting SFC 50. Fighting out of the blue corner, this athlete stands 6 foot tall, weighing at 224 pounds. Making his MMA debut, fighting out of Battleground MMA, Alabaster, Alabama, Jordan C.O. Peddley. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 foot tall, weighing at 237 pounds, with a record of 0 wins, 1 defeat. Fighting out of New Albany MMA Academy, New Albany, Mississippi, Rod the Gospel Thomas.
So if this is a physique contest, I think we definitely are going to give it to Rod, but it's not. It's a fight.
It is a fight.
And some of these old country boys come in here and you can't tell. It's a fight, you know? So I'm excited. I'm pumped about this one.
Don't blink, ladies and gentlemen. Do not blink.
Rod looks very calm and composed right now.
He does.
Peddley
Comes in hard.
Looking
Going
for a
the
single leg.
takedown.
Nicely done.
I don't think this is going to last long.
I do not.
I don't think this fight's going to last long. One way or another, I don't see this going to a decision. Peddley definitely looking for the takedown, but Rod is just so good at getting the underhooks and circling him back off the cage.
I love to see some good clinch work. That is something very underrated, especially early on.
Ooh, catches the kick and dumps him. Oh my gosh. Oh, good job on Peddley following that underhook up, but he's not in a good position here.
Oh!
Beautiful.
My goodness, he's
Oh my
slinging them
gosh.
everywhere.
Oh, this is over. This is over. Yep.
He called it. That is it.
Amateur debut. They're not going to let that go for a long time. That was probably the most powerful cow catcher I've ever seen in my life.
I think so.
That was
He
a
just-
show of strength.
I've never seen somebody on a cow catcher. I've seen a lot of cow catchers finish. I've never seen someone's feet point to the ceiling like
They
that so
quite
quickly.
literally did.
Wow.
I mean, whipped him. That was wild.
Great sportsmanship.
Always
Yeah.
love to see that.
Rod's a monster, man. I mean, just physically a specimen. He's so strong and hits hard.
And you
And
can sling somebody that weighs that much up like that.
Right? I was going to say, this weight class is
that's
no
impressive.
joke.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, your winner. 53 seconds in the first round by TKO, Rod the Gospel Thomas.
Rod's a beast, man.
Congrats to Mr. Rod.
I'm excited to see his next
He
fight.
moves to
too.
1-1 now.
I-
And
I-
I remember his first fight. I don't mean to
No,
interrupt,
you go.
His first fight against John Morton. He was a little bit of a taller guy. And
Where's your team
Watch
at?
this right
You
here.
want a group picture? You get it? Wait, talk to me first. Rod Thomas, I'm with the winner. Rod, hey, congratulations, man. You got your win in the cage. That's what you're looking for. How's it feel tonight?
Man, all glory to God. God said so, man. So I'm just glad I came out here with my team, my faith, and the will to keep going, you know what I'm saying?
We saw it tonight. You got your first victory in the cage. This is a big night. SFC's been putting on 50 shows. Over 500 fights have happened, and you just got one tonight. It's got to feel good going down the history books.
Yeah, it's surreal, man, because 2 years ago I was here, and I lost. And I had to go back and take it as a W. If fighters know, and that's the only way we get better. So I'm here, ready to keep going, and whatever guys say, I'm on it.
Okay, that's what we love to hear. So we got Rod the Gospel. Why the Gospel, Rod?
Man, my faith, bro. My faith. I love God. He brought me through a lot of things, and he gave me this sport to vent, man, and represent him on this scale. And I'm gonna do whatever it takes to let God use me on this scale. You know what I'm saying? So that's really it, man.
Well, we're excited to see you again coming back in here. in the cage. God said, praise my hands for war, my fingers for battle, who subdues my enemies beneath me. And it took 53 seconds to subdue your enemy beneath you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the Gospel.
Super exciting fight, man.
Yeah,
He's
great
got
fight.
Caleb in there with him, who's going to be fighting later tonight. There on the end, got his hands taped up.
Absolutely.
Got his team with
He
him.
referenced that fight. I was at that fight. I remember he fought John Morton out of Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu, and
Yep.
he was absolutely coming at him with the striking. He was overwhelming John Morton, but John Morton was somehow able to weather the storm and got his back after he was worn out and pulled the rear naked choke off to win the fight. It was,
I
it was
remember
one of
that.
the craziest comebacks I'd ever seen.
It was, because it really seemed like he wasn't going to win, and then he did.
Good job, baby. Good job.
Yeah.
Should have turned my mic off to congratulate Rod, but I had to give him some love right there, man. I got a lot of respect for Rod, and again, like I said, he fought one of my guys, and it was a really good fight. And I like watching people that I know in the sport do well, and people that I know that are good people, and
Absolutely.
you know, and Rod's one of those people, man. I got nothing but respect for him, and his team, man. Timothy Dobbins. That school hasn't been there that long, but they've really turned out some really solid guys just here in the few years they've been open. You know, Timothy seems to be doing a phenomenal job coaching these guys. Their striking's always on point. They're one of the few other gyms other than myself, me, them, and Ben Parrish's guys at Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu Academy that are turning out high-level kickboxers, guys that are willing to get in there and kickbox and mix up the striking and not just box or do MMA.
Yeah.
They've
That's
got
a lost art, I tell you what.
yeah. It really is.
I feel like there's two kinds of fighters, especially early, like in the first kind of 2 to 3 fights. There's two kind of fighters. There's the kind of fighters that literally do not care when they get punched in the face, and there's the guys that'll go, "Oh, I didn't like that."
Yeah, I was the second. I'm not gonna lie, I was the second.
I'm the first.
I don't love it.
I will eat some punches if it means I get to punch you back.
All right, well, here we go. That only took 53 seconds. We're going to see where the second fight brings us tonight. What an incredible card. Historic tonight here in Tupelo, SFC 50. Let's happen one more time. Bringing out the opponent. Put your hand together for Angel Zarate.
Yeah, if I'd have been the first, I might be in there instead of out here talking.
Yeah.
I'm out here talking for a reason, guys. I'm here to tell you. Angel.
19 years
Zarate.
old. Flyweight bout. 2-0, coming off of a first-round finish. Coming out of Birmingham, Alabama, Spartan Fitness. Academy.
With Chris Conley and those guys.
Yep, that's a
Chris
good
is my
camp.
boy, yeah. Is Chris with him?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
This is a young buck here.
Chris is my
19.
boy right here. Yeah, they have a phenomenal camp. Eric Anders, Walt Harris. I mean, just a great camp, man. Great camp. My boy Chris Conley, good friend of mine, man. That man's a killer. He's a killer in business. He's a killer coach. I mean, his gym does amazing. They've got some of the best fighters. Now, Chris don't take no BS now. You training with Chris. Chris gonna tell you how it is. I love Chris, man. Chris Conley from Spartan Fitness. And Angel, how do we say his last name? Zarate. Angel Zarate coming out fighting CJ Anderson.
We're taking it in real well.
I think that's a good trait for a coach to have. I think, and you can maybe tell me better. I feel like some of the highest level coaches I've seen, it's a gift that they have. They know how to deliver the right information without getting their fighter riled up for good or bad, right? If they're like, hey, you're down around, if they can say that and tell them what they need to hear, tell them what they need to do without that fighter getting emotional or like freaking out,
Yeah.
that's a damn good coach.
Chris Conley's one of those coaches, man, that
And let's bring out his opponent, CJ Anderson.
CJ Anderson making his way. Chris Conley's one of those coaches that he's going to tell you how it is no matter what. He doesn't care what anybody thinks. He says exactly what he thinks when he wants to say it, and you got to have thick skin to fight with Chris Conley.
You have to have thick skin to fight in general, but yeah.
You do, yeah. Chris Conley especially, though. But he has such a high standard of excellence. He expects excellence. You look at coaches like Nick Saban or, you know, coaches in any sport that expect a lot of excellence. They're a lot of times going to be pretty blunt with you and tell you when you're not doing what you need to do. And that's how Chris Conley is. Chris Conley's very blunt, but he has a high level of excellence that he expects from his guys. Now we got CJ Anderson making his way to the cage. This is his debut.
Yes.
He is I don't know much about him.
There's not much about him online, but he's coming against a strong opponent.
What is his camp here? I don't know much about this camp. Arrow?
I haven't heard the name before.
They're probably traveling, if I had to guess. Yeah, I'm excited. I love 125ers, and I know the fans at home sometimes they prefer the heavyweights, but 125ers have a pace that heavyweights can't fight at.
100%.
They can't. We can't do it. We can't fight at that speed and that pace. Flyweights are going to give you a lot of stuff to look at. A lot of volume. Yeah, a lot of stuff to look at. And you may not have the one-punch knockouts all the time. They happen. They don't happen as often as they do at heavyweight, but you're going to see a lot of action. It's going to be fast-paced. There's going to be a lot of movement. You're not going to have somebody stuck on the bottom for 3 rounds usually.
Yeah.
So
grappling's much more flesh out.
I'm excited.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is 3 3-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'8" tall, weighing at 127 even pounds, with a record of 2 wins, 0 losses, fighting out of Spartan Fitness MMA, Birmingham, Alabama, Angel El Pachi Zarate. His opponent out of the red corner, standing 5'3" tall, weighing in at 127.4 pounds, making his MMA debut, fighting out of Aero Athletics, Jackson, Tennessee, C.J. Anderson.
Jackson, Tennessee. So they're traveling a little bit. I got a feeling this is going to be a good fight, but I think Angel Zarate is 2-0. Coming out of Spartan.
Let's see if he's ready, if he can take on an opponent that's already got 2 fights.
That's kind of tough because
Three-minute
especially that
rounds.
early, even just having one more fight than your opponent has a pretty significant weight, let alone 2.
Yeah, CJ coming in against a 2-0 guy is a debut. He's got some nuts, man.
Great pressure too. He looks comfortable.
They both do. CJ for a debut, man, his striking looks sharp. He rolls that off, look like, ooh. That's what I'm saying, man. These 125ers, they give you so much to look at.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because you can eat a little bit more in the
There is
125.
the power isn't as much there, but
Yeah, but the speed is and the volume is, and they're not as worried about gas. Ooh, what a high kick. No switch or anything. Just picks it up and throws it and has that kind of power. Very impressive. Very impressive. He's got the underhook, but it's kind of long. Angel doing a good job not getting pressed against the wall. He's circling him out as he pushes it in. A little short elbow on the inside, and now he's against the wall.
I'm curious to see how Anderson will do over the course of if this goes 3 rounds. These guys are putting on a pace, and this is early on, so I wonder how good these guys' cardio is, what their cardio level is at
And
right
you got to remember, too, however good your cardio is, it's going to get slashed a little bit by that adrenaline dump, just the energy of your first fight.
The lights are heavy. The lights
Especially these
cost
very
a lot.
bright new ones.
Yeah, they're heavy. Yeah, Jamie was showing me these bright new lights we got. You can really see the action. Oh, nice knee in the clinch. Another one
very
goes to the
nice.
head.
He's backing him up a little bit.
I really like his kicks. Angel's kicks. Oh, nice.
Oh, good knees.
I don't see a nice
So
elbow
much
inside.
volume coming from Zarate.
Good combo.
Oh, nice spinning back fist. He's put, man, his combos
Oh,
are
and
beautiful.
knees, relentless knees. He just letting him hit the body too much.
I love Angel Zarate's combination, the way he's developing him, and the way he's elbowing and striking inside the clinch as only an amateur with 2 fights. It usually takes a lot of experience to be this good in the clinch with the elbows, because you can't really train them that easily.
No, I tell you what, I love clinch work. Clinch is my happy place, and to see this just makes me smile.
Oh my gosh.
Man, the hip extension on that knee.
These combinations
The
are
knees
just
are
unbelievable.
really
Elbow.
I like that we're seeing some uppercuts out of Angel, too. That's not something you see a lot, especially early.
CJ Anderson is tough. CJ Anderson
Super
is tough.
He doesn't look phased right now.
That lead high kick that Angel's throwing, that's going to be a fight ender. I've never seen Angel fight before. That's right hand. But that lead high kick is so fast and so hard, and there's no switch step to it.
No,
He
it's almost no telegraph.
Yeah, it's almost like a Taekwondo style
Yeah.
lead high kick, and but it's got the power of like a Muay Thai lead high kick
I was going
without
to say
the switch.
that's not something you see super often.
First round in the books.
Nobody's breathing hard.
No, they do not look like they're breathing hard. I say my coach came out of retirement, and into the fight with a front leg round kick, and it's just not something you see a lot of in MMA. But if you know how to do it and do it well, it can be very effective.
Yeah, definitely. Angel Zarate for the pace that he just put on. He's not even breathing out of his mouth. He's smiling. Look at him. He's smiling. He's not breathing out of his mouth at all. He's like, he wants more water though. Yeah, look at him. Look at him. He's just happy to be here.
Love to see that.
Yeah, it's clear that
CJ
that first round went to Mr. Zarate.
Oh, without a doubt. But CJ is tough, man. Look at him. He's taking instruction from his corner well. His corner's trying to tell him, what to do. And he's breathing a little bit, but he looks fine. He looks calm. He looks composed. His breathing's slow. That's really important when you're in the corner, is to slow that breathing down and get your gas tank back the best that you can in the minute that you have. Because you've only got 60 seconds. And
It's the fastest minute of your life
yeah,
right there.
And a lot of times, I don't know how many people know this, but a lot of times when they make that clack and the coaches come out, they're not really timing that 10 seconds. Once the coaches are out and the cage doors closed, you may not even get the full 10 seconds. They may start the fight right there. So CJ Anderson's ready to meet in the middle. Look at him. He's ready to walk out like this is BKFC. He's ready to tell the line.
Second round.
Angel Zarate looks so composed and so clean. CJ needs to do something here to make a difference in this fight.
Oh, immediately tries to go for the takedown.
I think he needs to set it up a little bit better.
Definitely needs to set it up. Angel's fast.
He needs to throw a combo into a double leg. Oh, man, Angel's counter right hand there was so crisp and so fast. CJ pushing the pace, pushing him back though. Oh, I love these combinations for both of you guys.
That's a good stiff jab.
Angel's so
Man, these
composed in the
knees.
pocket.
He really is.
Look at how composed he is. He gets in the pocket and he just hangs out in the pocket with him and then just unleashes combinations like a professional. He's circling out here. CJ's really trying to push the pace, but he's got a height difference he's got to make up for. CJ doesn't have the arm reach that Angel Zarate has. And he's got to get inside, and every time he does, he's getting clipped. Oh, that knee to the head was unbelievable. This is over. This is over. Yeah, yep, Jason's going to stop that. What an unbelievable performance for an amateur by Angel Zarate.
I was going to say, I would have liked to see CJ doing some more work to get inside and then back out at an angle.
I want to see, but every time he's stepping inside, he's getting clipped.
The knees.
So, you're trying to go in and throw a combination.
He threw 4 consecutive knees at one point.
Yeah, and every time he goes in to initiate a combination, he's getting clipped with something hard immediately. So how do you even develop your combinations?
Angles.
I want to see CJ come back and fight somebody.
Absolutely.
Without as much experience, maybe another debut or somebody with one fight or 0-1 1-0 guy.
Take on a 2-0
guy in a debut, man. That's a tough
That
fight.
was tough.
That's a tough fight, man. That's a tough fight for anybody, even if you are gifted. And watching CJ fight, he's gifted. He's a super gifted
He
kid.
landed some good ones in there.
That's a
his
phenomenal
Here we go,
stomach
ladies and
was
gentlemen.
good.
Fight fans at 1 minute 6 seconds of the first round. We've got a winner by TKO, Angel El Pachi Zarate.
Second round.
Yeah, definitely the second.
That's okay, though. We all make mistakes. Wow, what a performance by Angel Zarate right there. The legend of
3-0
Alabama
now.
MMA, Chris Conley on his shoulders right there. 3-0.
3-0 as an amateur at SFC can be sometimes uncommon because we see a lot of guys that get 1-1, 0-2, then 0-1.
Because the level of competition.
Yeah, but this guy's starting off.
I won't say what the coach said, but I agree. You got to understand, this is an awesome opportunity you have in here. You are 3-0, my friend. You are 3-0. And the first round was great, man. It's back and forth. But you landed that right hand, followed by a right knee. Fantastic. What was your thoughts out of the first round? Were you thinking you got to put him down to finish this fight?
First of all, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I wouldn't be here without him. And yeah, the right hand, we were practicing it back there in the locker rooms. And my coach was just telling me that right hand, and keep working the jab, and it's going to be key.
Well, you've got a great career starting off so far, 3-0, coming in from Birmingham, Alabama. Do you have anything set coming up for the rest of this year?
I hope so.
Well, that's up to your coach, probably up to the matchmakers too as well. Tomorrow night, let's go. Is there anybody you've been eyeballing out of this division, in 125 division, for this promotion? Anybody you want to fight around here?
I don't really know nobody from this.
They just need to know who you are. Tell them what your name is.
My name is Angel El Pachi Zarate.
That's all you need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner. Moving on, 3-0. What's my name? Michelle.
What a performance.
Man, this card is kicking off in a great way.
Yeah, 2 finishes back to back. I wonder if we get, maybe this is just like a Hail Mary, but what if we get a fight card with every single fight being a finish
We
for the
came
50th?
close. It was either the last card or the card before.
Last
we
card was
had,
pretty good.
It was only like 1 or 2 that went to decision.
Yeah, last card was pretty good, but being it's the 50th, we got to go hard or go home. And so I think it's possible. I 100% think it's possible. Even when I'm watching professional fights, it's a lot less common. It's a lot more technical, but in the regional scene, it's
It could
100%
happen.
more.
It
doable.
definitely could happen.
I think that I think looking at this fight card, I think that what you were talking about before I stepped away to talk to Chris, a finish every fight is not only possible, I think it's likely. I really do. I'm looking, the fight that I see most likely going to decision right now is Elijah Brantley and Nick Delahoussaye in the main event.
Right.
That's the one I see most likely going all 3
And
rounds.
I agree, but I also feel like
It may
they
not.
should both be hungry enough that it shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, I hope it doesn't. I hope we get an explosive finish.
I just think looking at them and their skill set and how evenly matched they are,
Yeah.
that's how it went last time. If Elijah's able to take him down, I don't know that he's going to be able to put him away. So if we're in a fight where Elijah's able to implement that game, and if Nick's not able to get something slick off of his back, it could happen. Kasper Caldwell versus Thomas Clingan is not going to go to decision. I'm going to call that one right now. The rest of, I'm just looking at the card, and I'm just looking down the card here, and I see a really, 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 really high possibility of a finish in almost every fight. Now, I'm not calling that. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen.
So I know we have
Possibility.
1 kickboxing match. And we have 1 jiu-jitsu match, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not counting the jiu-jitsu match. It could go. I mean,
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah.
it could go to a decision. It's only 1 6-minute round, and they're not getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
So
Here we go, ladies and
No.
gentlemen. Please welcome Marvin Mosby.
now Marvin Mosby versus Ganon Haynes is definitely a fight.
One thing that Mosby has got is height, man. 6'1" at 145.
Yeah, but everybody Ganon fights is taller than him.
Yeah.
Ganon's never
That's-
fought anybody taller than him.
But for 145, 6'1" is
Yeah.
That
yeah.
is. Yeah, that's very tall.
Yeah, but so I was explaining this to somebody the other day. If you're fighting taller fighters, it's better to just always be the shorter fighter because your game is now based around that distance closing and keeping the fight where
Yes.
you want it to be. Whereas like somebody like me, okay, I'm 6'3", but when I fight someone who is longer than me, they beat the crap out of me because my game that I have developed through all my many rounds of sparring and fighting, I'm usually the taller guy. So when I fight someone taller than me, I don't know how to deal with it. I haven't practiced dealing with that. Whereas when you're Ganon and every fight you're in, you're usually the shorter guy.
Yeah.
That's what he's used to. And the thing about Ganon, hey,
First fight this year.
he's super active. He fights all the time. He's got tons of boxing experience, and he's always super game. He's always tough as nails. I don't care who he's fighting. He makes it a fight. He looks for a finish. He's not hesitant. He lets his hands go. He's not afraid to do anything. He's not afraid of anybody. I love Ganon Hayes. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch for some reason. Whenever I see him on the card, I get excited.
Yeah.
I love him. I don't know as much about Marvin Mosby. I know his
And
record.
here we come. We're going to bring out his opponent, Ganon Hayes.
He's coming off of a kickboxing win.
I did see that. Yep,
Yeah.
coming off a
Okay,
kickboxing win.
You got Ganon, who's just active, right? He's got so much activity, whether it's in the gym, whether it's in boxing or whether it's in MMA. He's active in all these aspects. So he's got the most ring time of a lot of amateurs.
Without a doubt. And he fights multiple times a year, and he's been fighting multiple times a year in some aspects for a long time. And ring time and comfortability in the ring is massive, especially as an amateur. Or even as a pro too, but most of these guys don't have that much ring time.
Yeah.
I would be willing to bet that Marvin Mosby may have only been in the ring 3 times.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet Ganon Hayes has probably been in the ring close to 20 times altogether.
He's been everywhere. And let me tell you something funny from yesterday. He was doing the weigh-ins. He came in, he weighed in. He's like, all right, I got to go back to work.
Wow.
Yeah.
He had to leave weigh-ins and
Wow.
go back to work.
This is a working man right here. So.
So Marvin Mosby is 0-2 MMA. He's had a boxing match and a kickboxing match. So
Yeah.
a little bit more experience than what's on paper.
He, you know, I guarantee you though, he's coming in hungry.
Yeah.
He's looking for that win. He's looking for the finish.
Here we go, fight fans into the featherweight division. 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 foot 1 inch tall, weighing in at 149 pounds, with a record of 0 wins, 2 losses, fighting out of Memphis, judo and jiu-jitsu. Memphis, Tennessee, Marvin Body Bags Mosby. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, standing 5 foot 6 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds, with 2 wins, 5 losses out of Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu and Fitness, Tupelo, Mississippi, Ganon, the Cannon Hayes.
Ganon the Cannon.
I'm excited about this one. You got 2 of the best camps. Both guys looking for a win. Both guys looking to prove something here tonight. Both guys have fought some of the best. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a good matchup. Oh, nice jab by Mosby right there. Again, it slips inside. It throws the overhand there.
Oh.
That's what he's looking for. He's looking to slip his head on the outside or the inside and throw the overhand right or left, which is smart with somebody with his build. That's what he should be doing. Keeping his
Especially with this height differential.
Yeah, he looked for it again, but oh no.
He's swinging a little too hard. And,
A little bit too wide there.
yeah.
He needs to put his back on the cage here and start turning his hips back in
As he does.
to Mosley.
Mosby's got a hook.
Both these guys still pretty composed. Mosley is doing a great job controlling him here on the cage. Gannon's going to need to do something to get his back on the cage so he can turn back in and face Mosley. Look at that. Oh, wow. Didn't finish on top. Just, I think, picked him up and slammed him to prove him he could do it.
Gannon keeps throwing that overhand right.
Look how composed Gannon Hayes is after getting picked up in the air and dumped. I mean, went for a ride. It was like Fedor when Kevin Randleman dumped him on his head and his eyes didn't even change. That's like Gannon looks like right now. He's doing a good job slipping and throwing those short overhands. Those are powerful. What a fight this has been so far. That's what I'm saying. These amateurs, there's a hunger at amateur and a different pace at amateur. They're my favorite fights to watch. Pro fights are fun just to see who the best is, but the funnest fights to watch are amateur fights usually on every card. Marvin Mosby doing a good job keeping his jab working. He's got a really good cheering section driving from 2 hours away too. Again, doing a good job with his footwork here, switching his stance, trying to go in and out. He's kind of getting backed up by Marvin here and double leg by Mosley and dumps him to his back. Marvin's corner just yelled 35 seconds, indicating for him to win the round. He doesn't have a lot of time left.
That takedown is big for Mosby.
He's definitely won the round here. If he hangs that,
Center cage control. He's had Ganon backed up against the cage.
He's definitively won the battle in the footwork, backing Ganon Hayes up, and then he's also done a really good job getting takedowns and winning in the grappling. So, Ganon's landed some big shots, but I got to go 10-9 Mosley here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Ganon's doing a good job, tying him up. His foot hung up in the shorts there. He's doing a good job tying him up. He's doing a good job, not allowing him to do a lot of damage from there. But right now I've got it 10-9.
Got 2 rounds to.
Oh, he's got a lot of time. He's got a lot of time. Oh yeah, a lot of time. This fight's young. We're just getting started. We got 2 more rounds for Ganon to come back, and this is still anybody's fight. Marvin Mosby looks really composed. You can tell, and that's when we talk about ring experience, just being in there. But a lot of these guys look really composed. Even his debuts here lately have looked really composed. I was at a show here not long ago where I was watching some of the debuts, and they look like debuts. And these guys look like pro debuts.
Yeah.
You know, like they look like they could be going pro.
Yeah.
So I say it every show because the level in which this sport has evolved in the last 15 years.
Oh, it's insane.
It really is. I started fighting and I started training a fight in 2008 and had done some boxing and stuff before that a little bit, but not really competed. And I remember the landscape in 2008, and a lot of these guys, debut amateurs now, would have dominated the pro scene back then. It wasn't as big. Really, if you had a blue belt in jiu-jitsu and a little bit of boxing, you were dominating.
Yeah.
And now you can't even take a fight until you're rolling.
Everybody's
up
got
with a
everything.
level.
Everybody knows everything.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so many gyms that offer so many different programs.
And just high-level coaches, man. The level of, Cody Floyd in Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu Academy and Trey Manley striking at Memphis Judo Jiu-Jitsu and the Jiu-Jitsu coaches there with Donnie Cage and these guys. They're just so high. These were the guys that, didn't exist around here back in the day.
Absolutely.
Really good frames there by Marvin Mosby and good lead kick there. He's really comfortable in the pocket here because I think Mosley's not too worried about Ganon shooting. He's not having to worry about the takedown. Ganon's looking to get inside and land overhands, but keep it standing. That allows Marvin to be a little bit more comfortable in the pocket. He just can't let him get inside jab range. In Ganon Hayes' jab range. Keeping it at his jab range is what he wants to do. So Ganon needs to move his head and get either in or out. He either needs to get in where he can land punches or get out where Marvin Mosley can't land punches. And another big slam. Ganon's on the head, but he's in half guard. I don't think he's going to be able to finish it. He knows that. He lets go.
He's getting backed into the corners, and that's a terrible spot for him to be.
Yeah, I think his striking looked better in the first round for Ganon.
Good head pressure here by Mosby.
Yeah, he's trying to set up a big shot. You can tell he's got the underhook, but he's trying to get a little separation so he can either land that left arm elbow, or punch. He's trying to get a little separation so he can land something with some meaning. That's what he's looking for right there. He's trying to push off the head and snap that elbow down into Ganon's head.
Love
He might
to
get
see
some
the
blood.
ground. Yep, very possible.
Gannon needs to really either hunt an underhook or get his leg back in and try to elevate him with his butterfly hook, or do something to create some kazushi or off balancing of Marvin Mosley.
He's got a lockdown, but he's not extending it at all, which
His legs are so short.
Yeah, that might be part of the problem.
I don't know that I think it's gonna. And that's the thing about lockdown is it does a really good job of stalling the position, and it does a really good job. But he needs, in order to really use it, he needs to underhook the leg with his right arm and elevate him. But to underhook that leg, he's going to expose his head.
And he definitely doesn't want to do that.
I'd really rather see him chase the underhook and try to come up into a dogfight or a single leg and try to come up here. But Marvin Mosley's pressure is so strong, and he's staying on that underhook. I just don't think he can do it from here.
He's got 30 seconds.
He's got to do something. He's got to do something here. So right here, a big explosion with a bridge and escaping his hips out and trying to come up into that dogfight. But you see, Marvin's got his head. He can't let Marvin have his head. He can't do that if his head is crossface.
He's taking some damage.
That's the big shot he's been looking for the whole time he's been on top. Another huge shot. Marvin's not going to let him get up for free. Another big elbow, and man, that double leg is so fast and so powerful
it's
right
really
there.
impressive, especially him being so tall.
And him being at the end of a second round.
Yep.
His head was up, his spine was in good alignment, he had good penetration. That's what she said. Everything looked really good. Everything looked really good. His hips were in the right spot. He doesn't look tired at all. The fact he is 0-2 to me is insane. Insane to me.
He's definitely
Who's he
learning.
fighting? Who's he fighting? Did he fight John Jones and Alex Pereira and his first two, or GSP? Who's he fighting? He looks so good. Trey Manley looks really calm coaching right here because he knows we're up 2018. The scoring, if you're at home and you don't know the 10-9 scoring system, the way that the fights are scored is on a 10-9 must system where the winner of the round gets 10 points and the loser gets 9 or less. Really hard to get less in MMA. Typically, you lose a round, it's 9. You very rarely in the sport of MMA see a 10-8 like you do in boxing. In boxing, you get dropped, you take a knee, you get any 8 count, automatically a 10-8. That's not the case in MMA. So
No, it has to be very one-sided.
it has to be very
10-8.
one-sided. I mean, you look back at like the Gray Maynard, Frankie Edgar fight, where Gray Maynard 10-8'd him in the first round. He dropped him like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, that
That's
was very
a 10-8.
clear
To me,
cut.
that was a 10-7. Truly, you know.
The reason 10-8s are so rare, the fights usually finish by then.
Yeah, right. If it's a 10-8 round, you almost put them away. I think we should normalize more 10-8s or 9-9 rounds. Like when it's so close, we don't know the judges don't know who to give it to. Make it a 9-9.
Yeah.
Or if it's really one-sided, a really one-sided fight where somebody really clearly won, make it a 10-8. That way we're not seeing, oh my gosh, Ganon is really taking some damage here. And he goes for another huge ride.
I mean, he picked him up and dropped him.
The same as he did in the first round. Ganon gets back up, but
I mean, that takes so much out of you energy-wise to get picked up and dumped like that.
Ganon's bleeding on the side of his nose. He's calm and he's collected, but he's getting pushed back. He's not moving his head. He needs to fake and feint more and move his head more. But when you're in the third round and you've been taking a beating like this, oh my gosh.
He's teeing off on now.
Gannon is just as
There's
tough as
not
they
a lot of
come.
energy coming out of him. He's backed up against the KTs in a terrible spot.
That's it. Yep. What'd I tell you?
All it took was one shot.
I think it's going to be a bunch of finishes tonight. A lot of finishes.
That is 3 back-to-back.
How
ladies and gentlemen.
impressive is Marvin Mosley? And he picks him up there, gives him a big hug.
Great sportsmanship.
How impressive was that performance? I mean, he looked amazing. His striking was on point.
Yes.
His footwork was on point. His grappling was on point. When he was on top, he was so heavy and so dominant. His wrestling was unbelievable. The way he was just picking him up and dumping him.
It up. Yeah, he broke
I
him down.
mean, that was a very dominant performance of just unbelievable by Marvin Mosley there.
He broke him down on the feet. He broke him down on the ground. It was just a matter of which
Ganon's
one.
not a guy that you can easily do that to.
No.
Most guys that beat Ganon are like our main event
Here we
tonight.
go,
Nick
fight fans.
Delahoussaye.
We've got a winner at 59 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by TKO. Out of the blue corner, Marvin Body Bags Mosby.
What a performance by Marvin Body Bags Mosby.
Marvin, what a performance, man. You feel amazing?
Yeah.
You looked amazing.
Fuck yeah.
You have your first win in the cage.
Yeah.
How was that, man? You look like a champ out there. You look like a veteran out there. The combinations, what you were throwing. I mean, you were unscathed. You were just unstoppable.
I owe tribute to you though, my coach, bro. They stay on me for like down there, bro. They just stay on me. They stay on me. Man, shout out to them. They're family to me, man. Glory to God. My dad out there somewhere. My coworkers, my friends. Shout out y'all for driving out here.
I just want to say, how's it feel right now getting that hand raised for the first time?
Man, it feel good.
It feels good.
I work hard.
Yeah,
I work hard. I didn't get the results at first, but they paid off. I ain't even tired yet, so yeah.
That was an amazing performance. So round number 1, round number 2, what is going through your head the longer you go in this?
The more I went, the more I was getting like amped up. So, but I was just listening to my coach though. I was trying to look too cool out there, but.
Well, it's great that you say amped up because it just seems like after the first round you got faster, stronger, more takedowns, more pressure, more combinations, faster combinations. Fantastic. Any last words before we let you go?
Like, y'all ain't seen none yet. I've been trying for like a year now, year and a half. I'm here.
Well, we're definitely going to make sure we bring him back. Jamie, we're going to have this guy back, yes? Okay, we got to have them back. You guys want him back? Body bags, baby. Marvin Mosby.
What a dominant performance by Marvin Mosley. And we've got one of his teammates here, Jared Travis, with us. He's going to be with us on the call for the next few fights. Man, what a performance by your teammate there. What do you – and you said you called it. So before the fight, what would you say?
So, am I on?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
if you can hear yourself on the mic.
Man, I just know that this guy, before he came to us, was extremely talented. And since he's gotten to our gym, he is like a workhorse. Everything we tell him to do, he does it, and then more.
So was his first 2 fights, were they with you guys? Or
He was with somebody else. So
Oh,
he took a
okay.
kickboxing bout with us. He won
Okay.
that, and then
Okay.
we worked on
This
the
is making a lot more sense now. Yeah. And you know, it's crazy. Coming from a coach's perspective, there's 2 things that I'm looking for with a fighter, and it's not even like talent. I'm looking for attitude, and I'm looking for effort.
Yes.
And when you see these guys that have talent, but then they have the other 2, they have the effort. They're in there early. They're training hard. They're doing it. They're listening. They're coachable. Those guys are unstoppable.
Yeah.
Those guys are unstoppable. You just gotta find people that'll fight them.
Yeah.
At that point,
I tell
and
all
there's
my guys, like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
I tell all my guys, like, you can have one of the 3. If you give us the effort,
Yeah.
the talent will come.
Yeah.
Like, the performances will come. Just keep doing what we tell you to do. Keep showing up. It's going to pay off, and you just saw it.
I've heard
Guy
that.
came out and
I've
won
heard
his
that
first
a lot.
fight. So
I've talked to a lot of pro MMA coaches, and they say the same thing. They say, I just need a workhorse, okay? As long as you give me the work, I can fine tune everything.
yeah, we'll make a diamond out of you. for
yeah,
sure.
and that's what it is. And he's
SFC
clearly has the
50,
talent.
baby.
For sure.
Let's keep it rocking. Please welcome to the cage, Katon Clingan.
Keaton Clinton,
Keaton Clinton versus Ty Arnold at 185 pounds.
1-2 at MMA, 1-1 in kickboxing. 3 times in 24 he's fought.
Oh, yeah. So we got Keaton Clinton coming out, Shackelford's MMA. I've actually fought Keaton before. He's a very powerful and explosive guy, but also oddly technical for a guy his size. So he's got a plethora in his bag for sure.
Coming out of Shackelford MMA, and JDS is a legend in the game. Been around for a long time and a great coach. This is my first time actually watching this particular guy fight, but I love watching 85ers. 85er is probably my favorite weight class to fight. You used to fight 185.
I did.
I used to fight 185. Because 185 is where you still have the size to put people out with a single shot,
And
but you've got the
athleticism.
speed and athleticism where it's not as slow paced as the heavyweights.
Yep.
So for me, my favorite weight class, which is one of the reasons I wanted to fight there, was because the guys at 185 are really, a lot of you guys at heavyweight are really 185ers that don't want to cut. And your guys at 185 are like guys that could fight heavyweight that do want to cut a lot of the time. A lot of these guys at 85 are walking at 210, 215, 220. They're cutting at 85. They're usually in phenomenal shape, and they've got
And we're going to
power.
bring his opponent, Ty Arnold.
Both these guys really active this year. I mean, the activity from these guys is insane. So I think we're going to see a really well fleshed out fight. These guys both look prepared.
Ty Arnold is getting a lot of the praises out of Jackson, Tennessee for being a really good young up-and-comer. So I'm really excited to see him kickbox. I've only seen him do MMA so far, and he's a beast.
Yeah.
There's a few of those guys here from Arrow.
Yep.
They got a good team out there.
It definitely seems that way. I was honestly impressed with C.J. Anderson because watching C.J. fight, while he didn't do as well against the guy from Spartan, he looked so good for a debut. He had a really tough fight, going against a guy that was 2-0 out of Spartan, who, in my opinion, very good possibility will be pro soon. If I know Chris Conley, maybe a couple more Emmys, and he's going to be turning. Seeing these up-and-comer guys, and I love kickboxing, man. I know it's not as big around here just yet, but my guys kickbox. My team, we kickbox first a lot of time, and that's my base. Or my base is probably more jiu-jitsu, but my striking base comes in kickboxing, and I love a good kickboxing match.
Yeah, I'm not really one of those guys that can watch jiu-jitsu. I can
No.
watch Muay Thai and kickboxing.
Absolutely, I can't watch jiu-jitsu either.
I love it. I love it.
It's not my cup of tea. I love watching Muay Thai.
Here we go, fight fans. We got a kickboxing match scheduled. 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 foot 8 inches tall, weighted at 170.6 pounds. With a record of 1 win, 0 losses, 1 draw. Fighting out of Shackelford, MMA, South Haven, Mississippi, Katon Silverback Clinton. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 foot 1 inch tall, weighing at 170.6 pounds, making his kickboxing debut. Fighting out of Arrow Athletics, Jackson, Tennessee, Ty the Problem Arnold.
to get this action started. So I said 185. These guys are actually 170. I had my bad notes on my end there, so I
I'm
apologize.
excited to see how Keaton deals with this reach that Ty has. And I was actually told.
Ooh. Big right hand just starting things off there.
I'm telling you, Keaton's got a deep bag when it comes to striking, for sure. He loves
Nice
using
knees.
the tie clinch and the knees from southpaw. But also a guy with the experience that Ty Arnold has, it's really hard to deal with the southpaw when you're that green.
Yeah. Well, one thing I'm noticing is that Keaton's doing a better job with his feet. He's keeping his feet on that outside on top foot position. If you'll notice, Ty's letting him have that outside foot position. He's trying to cut it off there. But that's really big when you're fighting the southpaws, making sure that lead foot's on the outside of their lead foot where you can throw the right hand, but they can't. I'm interested in Keaton's combinations. Have been, nice inside low kick. Was that a knee?
I think it looked like it turned into one. Me and Trey Manley actually teaches a whole class just on an open stance, southpaw versus ortho.
Me too.
One of those checkpoints is that outside foot position and a real busy front hand.
Yep. Busy lead hand on top of his lead hand and outside foot position. I do the same thing. I have a whole class I teach on just that.
Ooh, nice.
I don't think it landed flush, but it was beautiful the way he threw it.
Since we're in Mississippi, are they good to do knees and stuff?
So
Is this kickboxing, not Muay Thai?
They change the rules on every match. I know in Malik's fight, they're not doing knees or elbows dead, but I think they are normally legal. Normally kickboxing in Mississippi, it's usually up to the fighters, though.
That one looked like it almost landed, so. Pleasant surprise, for sure. I wasn't expecting that.
I think that Ty is starting to get his pace and his range here. I'd like to see him more busy with the lead hand. His lead hand, he's looking for the big kick. He's looking for the right hand, which, I mean, on a southpaw, you are going to be looking for that right hand. That's what's coming down the middle. But a busy lead hand, like you said earlier, you really want to make that lead hand overwhelm them with information with the lead hand to make that rear hand land.
Yep. Another thing we tell our guys when we're about to kickbox, y'all are wearing big gloves, so.
Yeah, and I think these guys, I think these are 16s. They look like 16s.
Yeah, they look big.
Yeah, they look like 16s. I don't know that, but they look like they brought their own gloves and they're 16s. 16s, which means, you're going to throw more.
Yeah.
You've got a bigger cushion to block the head.
For sure.
You can let your hands go a little bit more. You don't have to be as worried, and you can go to sleep with 16s. I've seen a lot of people go to sleep with 16s.
Yep.
And we're seeing this a lot faster pace, only 2-minute rounds, so we're seeing everything being thrown there.
Yeah. I liked what I saw.
I do too.
Lots of activity.
And I feel like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
You're good.
I feel like Ty was getting his pace a little bit better. I think that Keaton came out really, really hard in the beginning of the round.
Yeah.
But Ty started kind of getting his timing, getting his hands going a little bit better. I want to see him be busier with his lead hand, but he's looking more comfortable as the round goes on.
Yeah. I mean, he got hit real early.
He did.
And I think that threw him off a little bit.
It makes a big difference.
Be like that when you're fighting.
Yep.
Yeah. Ty is immediately taking the center, too, though. I really like that.
Oh, you see, I think his coach told him the same thing I did.
Nice.
Keep that lead hand busy.
That knee definitely landed.
Yeah, he landed that one. Seems unfazed.
Oh, good left hand.
Yeah.
Good left hand.
Wow.
Good combinations by Ty here. Ooh, nice knee. I like how Keaton's using these knees, man.
I'm telling you.
Tonight, knees have been very effective.
He's just so good from southpaw with that rear knee.
People don't understand how much harder it is to fight a southpaw.
Man, it really is.
It completely changes the game. It makes it so much harder to let your hands go.
Yep. And he's just really good at mixing up his strikes, too.
Yeah, good
Really
combinations.
fluid.
Just smooth. He's not looking for the big shot just yet, but he's staying active. He's just overwhelming him with information, giving him a lot to look at, not really letting him getting comfortable. Yeah, that's a big thing in striking, is not like keeping enough information at him that he can't kind of regroup, and he's doing a good job with that.
I hope that my beginners are watching this fight right now, because something else that we preach is if you're going to freaking kick, throw a punch after, throw a jab, even if it doesn't land. Like, let the threat be there, and Keaton's doing really well at that as well.
They're not giving any time for any openings. They're just going at it.
This is a tougher round to score. So I had Keaton winning the first one 10-9. But I think Ty's doing a better job here. But I like the way that Keaton's landing that inside low kick as Ty's stepping in and kind of taking him off of his base. He's doing
I will say Keaton's landed some big shots, but I think right now Ty understands like volume's going to matter more.
He's applying the pressure. I mean, he's walking him down.
10 seconds to go in the round.
He's
Ty's
still
trying to
walking
put a
down right now. He
staple
might be-
on this round. And if he can keep doing what he's doing here, I think there's a good chance he'll win the round. That's going to be a tough one to score. That's a tough one.
There's so much going on. They're going so much.
Yeah.
Busy. A lot of that landed. It's like, we need the guys that can out the UFC strike to come in here and say, okay, who gets the most out of those? Because I can't keep up.
I'm going to tell you the truth, man. There's a reason I'm sitting here and not in the judge's chair. I've sat in that chair before.
I think I could do it.
It's my least favorite job. I've done literally everything but timekeeper. I've judged, I've refed, I've commentated, I've been the promoter, I've been the fighter, I've been the matchmaker. I've done every single job. Without a doubt, this is probably my favorite.
Man.
Okay. This is probably my favorite. Fighting's okay.
Yeah,
you know,
it
there's
is.
a reason I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
Same thing with judging. There's a reason I'm sitting here because when you get these fights where you just don't really feel great giving it to anybody.
Yeah.
You're like, man, like we were talking about, I really think we should normalize, before you came on, I was saying this, normalizing some 9-9 or 10-10 rounds and more normalizing some 10-8s. Like, let's make the dominant rounds count for more. And, hey, if it's too close to call, let's just call it a draw.
It's like rounds. It's like, so much happened in 2 minutes.
I think we're going to come up, like, close in time on a lot of changes in the rules, just like the NFL was going through here recently.
Yeah.
So,
third and final round.
I think this one this round should probably decide who gets it.
I think so.
That's just my opinion, though.
Good head movement by Ty Arnold there.
It's funny that you said that about the judging and whatnot. I got my opportunity here recently to referee a Muay Thai fight, and it was nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I completely forgot I was a referee. I was a fan in there. You know?
Yeah,
And
it's
I was
hard.
like,
It's
oh,
hard.
Front row seat.
Yeah, I got a referee.
Ooh,
there.
Ty's landed some big shots, some good shots. Good frames by Ty Arnold there.
Wow, just bucking him off with his
Man,
elbows.
that's a big guy to be that good with pressure. That's crazy. Like, he's really pressuring him. I think he understood the assignment, too.
Yeah.
You know, it might be 1-1 going into the third. You got to make a statement.
Yeah, I think I would like to see Ty manage his distance just a little bit better. I like the pressure, but just he's a little longer. So let's take advantage of that. Let's stay on the outside with the jab a little bit. Keep the pressure, but just maybe a quarter of a step back.
Yeah. I mean, he's taking a lot of shots to the body.
Ooh, nice cut kick. Beautiful cut kick.
That's that kick I was just talking about. I love the way he's using that. Way to duck his head under.
If you're dealing with somebody who's pressuring you that much, shell defense isn't the greatest. You got to start interrupting and slipping, man.
Yeah, you have to.
You have to.
Otherwise, you're a punching bag.
You're just going to get overtaken. I understand the shell defense.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You gotta
Especially in the
start
third
interrupting,
round.
Man. Yeah.
Especially in the third round. My second boxing match, I ended up shelling up a little bit too much and lost the decision because he was giving me so much information and I was trying to react to it, but I was kind of shelling up. Nice knee there by Keaton. I love Keaton's knees.
Man.
I'm not going to lie. I don't want to be a judge in this fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is
so
so
good.
good.
You got to watch this in slow motion to keep count of all the strikes they've done.
What a big left hand by Keaton that we kind of missed it, but
This is a fans kickboxing.
Yes,
great
this
fight.
is a good
This is
kickboxing
great
match.
kickboxing fight to watch.
don't look at the ref.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
That was
3
fun.
rounds. We got to go to the
That's crazy.
judges.
You know they're tired.
Yeah, that was fun.
First
It was
fight
fun
to
to
go
watch.
to the judges, but it's a great fight to go to the judges.
Yeah. Yeah, what a fight, man. What a fight. Really good showing by both guys. They both look pretty composed. I mean, you can tell that they're green. You know, they're younger guys. There's, you know, they haven't had a ton of fights, but the combinations by Keaton, especially in that first round, but even throughout the fight, the way he was using his knees, the way he was using his low kick was phenomenal. You know, Ty Arnold really put a lot of pressure those second 2 rounds, especially in the third.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably, gonna maybe win it for him. You know,
He did land.
I
He
think
did land a lot.
Keaton was landing the more powerful shots, the bigger shots. But
Yeah.
Ty had the most volume. I mean,
and landed more shots overall, for sure.
yeah. With kickboxing, I think you got to focus on the volume with these big gloves.
Especially in amateur.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in amateur. That's usually the way it's going to be. Amateur boxing, amateur Muay Thai, a lot of times when you're looking at your scorecards, they're looking at shots landed.
Yep.
they're looking at volume, and they're looking at ring control. And that's probably the three biggest things that they're looking at.
Looks like we've got ourselves a decision.
Keaton Arnold
Coming.
dancing, buddy. He quit now, but he was dancing.
Here we go, fight fans.
He
We
had a
got a
good time.
decision on our hands tonight. Put your hands together for these two guys to the last second to the bell. They put it on for you. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go to the judges' scorecard after 3 rounds. And we have a split decision. We have a 29-28 Arnold. 29-28 Clinton. 29-28, and your winner by split decision out of the blue corner, Katon Silverback Clinton.
That's why I said I wasn't confident in that decision.
That's a tough one to call, man.
I wasn't confident in that decision, you know. I knew how I might have had it scored, but, you know,
Yeah.
that's a tough one to score. So, look at it. They getting it,
The
baby.
fans definitely won that one. That was fun. That was
Yeah.
fun to watch.
That fan's been winning all night.
Oh, yeah.
3 finishes and then a 3-round war.
Absolutely.
Man, I like that. Get your medal. All right, here. Did you get 2 already? I'm with the winner, Keaton Clinton, split decision, first decision tonight. Let me tell you, going into that 3rd round, I had it even 2. There's a lot of things that can happen, and then you were able to pull it out. What I saw was this. I know you have the Silverback as your nickname. It needs to be something like the tarantula or the octopus. I swear you kicked him with 9 legs at one point. You kicked his legs out from underneath him. You kicked him in the head. I mean, it's crazy performance out there. You did a fantastic job. I just want to give you an opportunity for a shout-out.
All right, first off, I'm going to shout out God, man. I got this fight right after I got baptized. Literally, as I was pulling out to the parking lot of my church, I got called until I had to fight. Second off, I want to thank my team and everybody who came here to support me. I love all y'all, right? And what you're saying, I got 9 legs, man. All I do is practice kicks, spinning front, side to side, everywhere. I came in here knowing I was going to dominate. And I know it came in here and it probably didn't look that way, but I was just having a bunch of fun. You saw me over there talking to my coach and stuff. I was really nervous, I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't fought in a year. So this is my, my way to break myself back in. I'm just happy to be here. Thank all y'all. Great opportunity. And I'm telling y'all, I want to be the best in the world. All right? That's where I'm headed with this. Thank y'all so much.
Well, let me say before you go that I've actually emceed for that guy in Tennessee. He is a problem. He put on a phenomenal performance, and the way you're able to handle him in the cage using your pressure against his reach was phenomenal. So becoming the best is being able to solve problems like you did in the cage tonight. Fantastic performance. Last thing you want to say before you go?
Keep working hard. All y'all got it. Sometimes things get hard, but pray about it. Open the Bible and go where you got to go. That's all I got to say. Thank God. Thank God.
Amen, baby. There it is, Katon Silverback.
Good
We
message.
need to change it to the tarantula.
That was a tough one to call.
It is.
That was a barn burner.
I think it could have went either way. That was a great
It
fight.
really could have. When I was saying that I felt like Ty had maybe won it, I really meant maybe.
Yeah.
Because one thing you got to keep in mind is judging is subjective. So some judges are looking for the big shots.
Yeah.
Some judges are looking for volume.
Yep.
Some judges are I watched a fight in Columbus one time where it was 2 girls fighting, and one girl didn't land a punch the whole time. The other girl was landing, but the other girl was moving forward even though she wasn't landing, and she won the fight. I didn't agree with it,
Yeah.
but that's the way the judges scored it.
Yeah.
I wish there was more specific criteria in that regard, but go out there and leave it all out there.
Right.
It is what it is, man.
I agree with you, but it kind of becomes one of those things where when you make it a super specific criteria,
Yeah.
everybody's going to start trying to tailor their game around that criteria a little
You're right.
bit.
You're right.
And I don't necessarily think that's a good or a bad thing, but it's definitely going to be not a problem, but it's a factor.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And so in a real fight in the street, or like if we were in the jungle and somebody's going to walk away, maybe being a little less active and landing just the big shots might keep
Here
you
we
alive.
go, Tupelo. Let's keep the party going. Please put your hands together for Jacob Timmons.
This is a fight I'm pumped about, man. Jacob fought one of my guys back a couple years ago in his debut. He beat one of my guys.
Gregor Zeller.
Gregor Zeller.
That was
Yep.
an entertaining debut.
It was, yeah. Gregor's just a tough guy, super strong and athletic, and Jacob was just a little more technical, was doing a better job of like sinking his hips in top position and just a little bit better skilled, if I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
And that's what won in the fight. And Gregor's
he
come a
goes
long
out
way.
on the shield too. He's willing to bite down when it comes down to it. What
He's
I think.
game.
Yeah.
He's very game.
I don't know if I've seen him fight, but I have seen his opponent Reese fight. I'm excited to see him again.
Yeah.
But
This is a good challenge for his opponent Reese Wilkes, excuse me. You know, Reese has got a kickboxing fight, then he fought a fight in SFC 49.
Yep.
And then he fought at Attitude, didn't get the decision he wanted.
And let's welcome his opponent, Reese Wilkes.
Didn't get the decision he wanted, or the decision on the last fight, but he's coming here to redeem himself, you know, with the set schedule of fights. So
One-loss amateurs are coming off that loss are the most dangerous fighters.
yeah, they got something to prove.
You really don't know what you're getting.
yeah,
And one thing about amateurs too, he's big. One thing about amateur, he's really big.
he's a tall guy.
Yeah, very tall and built. One thing about amateurs, I don't even watch a lot of film on amateurs.
Yeah,
Especially
It's
when
hard
they're
to find
starting. Well, even if you find it, okay, you fought this way in your debut 6 months ago. You've only been training a year. It's a totally different fighter getting in that ring. Once you go pro and you got like 10 fights to watch, you know, we can look at some tendencies. But tendencies in your debut or your first couple fights to your second or third fight, you may be a totally different fighter. Especially if you change camp, or you just kind of find that rhythm. You know, sometimes fighters, it takes some fighters 3 or 4 fights to find the rhythm. How many fighters have we seen that'll go 0-3, 0-4, and then rattle off 6, 7 wins?
we just saw one.
Yeah,
Just
exactly. So you really, you know,
So many different factors.
watching film on Amis is almost a complete waste of time.
Right.
Especially young amateurs.
Yep. I go back and watch my first few fights, and I'm like disgusted. You know,
Yeah.
It's completely different. Just
Go-
a year and a half later.
Go to YouTube and watch Jacob Reeves versus Dustin Harris for Ring Rulers. That was my debut fight.
Here we
I've been training 3
go,
months.
ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
scheduled
yes.
3 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 foot, 11 inches tall, weighing at 155 even pounds, with a record of 1 win, 1 loss, fighting out of Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Tupelo, Mississippi, Jacob Timmons. Introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 foot, 1 inch tall, weighing at 155.8 pounds, with a record of 1 win, 1 loss, fighting out of Paradigm MMA, Warner Robins, Georgia, 2-piece Reese Wilkes.
He looks physically scary. He's got the build of somebody that's going to be dangerous.
Well, just like you said, you know, that guy, he's coming off his first loss.
Yeah.
I feel like he's in my locker room, tight in the back. He's locked in. He's locked in for sure. I'm really excited to see this.
Both of them.
2 guys looking to avenge and redeem.
Reese looks for the big right at first, but now he's trying to establish his jab. Like
This
he's
is my favorite weight class right here.
155.
55.
Love 55ers. Beautiful entry, but great sprawl.
Nice. He just shucks him off and lands a big punch. Nice teep kick.
That teep kick is a very good tool he uses.
That wasn't even a bad entry by Timmons.
No.
That was just a great sprawl.
Nice right hand there by Reese. I like how he's showing him the right hand. He's showing him different things with the right hand.
He's showing him the uppercut. Like, go ahead and shoot, buddy.
Doing a good job. Really clean jab, too.
Beautiful team.
Timmons looks very reactive so far. He's not down. Oh, big
Nice.
shots.
Wow.
Big shots. Man, big shots.
Beautiful Muay Thai.
Reese definitely looks more comfortable between the two.
Reese is
got him
finding
back
a
up.
home for his jab, too. Just about every time it leaves his face.
It's really clean, and he doesn't really telegraph it. It's just,
Oh, he
man,
dropped
this
him.
might be it.
That
This
was
might
the
be it.
uppercut.
This might be it. Oh, man.
Going for it.
Jacob's getting his feet in between. He's kind of making that little
Going for
A-frame
that butterfly
position.
guard.
To be honest, I don't like the way he wrapped that leg underneath. I'd rather see him try to get back up.
Kind of left some room for Timmons to get that underhook.
Yeah. Timmons is trying to get back to his feet here, and he really needs to get his legs under him so he can come up into that underhook and try to circle Reese off of him.
If I'm Reese, I'm letting this go. I was just dominating on the feet, and now we're in a bad position.
Oh, a good takedown by Timmons. Reese is building his frames back up, coming back up, and he exposes his back when he does it. Timmons puts the hooks in. He's on the back. I bet he's about to go for a ride, but I bet he holds on. He's on top of the jaw. He's twisting. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
He should have listened to you.
I'm telling you.
Because you were saying, back up, don't grapple. And
dude,
that's exactly what he needed to do. He needed to back up and get back to where he was winning the fight.
His striking looked so clean, man. He got a little overzealous and rushed in.
And when he was on the ground, you could tell when he sunk that in, he didn't have any breath to spare. He didn't have any breath to spare when he locked that in.
No, what's crazy, he was on the chin.
Yeah, I think he did that mandible choke. He locked down over on the top of that mandible, and if you'll notice, he rotates his arm back around with that rotational method. And he's on the chin, and he's crushing the jaw, but he's still hitting that artery if he's rotating right.
Yep.
And I guarantee you he was probably getting choked.
That's like Khabib. That Khabib choke right there.
How unbelievable.
Wow.
How unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes, 6 seconds of the first round. We've got a winner by tap out, Jacob Timmons.
That was insane.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna call it like I saw it. Jacob Timmons was getting dominated.
Yes, he
up
was.
until that point.
No disrespect, but
no
he was,
disrespect
for sure.
This was an easy round to score.
Jacob, come over here. Come talk to
100%.
me. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for this guy. That is called resolve. That is resolve, baby. Ugh, gosh dang, man. As a fight fan, that was beautiful, just so you know. Way to come back. Way to stick in there. It looked like you wanted jiu-jitsu in the beginning. You had a hard shot, and he stuffed it. What was going on in your mind in that moment, in the first minute of the round?
I was just thinking I had to get back up, get my hands working. He was hitting me with some hard shots. I'm glad I'm still here with everybody. Not on
No, he was putting some great combinations together. He was showing feints. I mean, he looked fantastic in there. And what happened against the cage is where it turned it all around. You were able to hang on to that butterfly guard and work on from there. And when you climbed his back, man, it was over. We saw it. You were attached to him like Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball going for a ride.
I had to be. I couldn't let him get away that time.
Man, it looked amazing. Give you a chance to give some shout-outs. Talk to your fans here.
I'd like to shout out Ben Parrish, Cody Floyd, TJ Welsh, Hunter Scott, and everybody at Tupelo BJJ for helping me get the win tonight. I'd just like to thank everybody.
One more time for your winner, ladies and gentlemen. What an amazing comeback. First finish of the night, Jacob Timmons, SFC 50. What a great show so far.
That was wild.
That was insane.
Wild
That's the beautiful thing about MMA right there.
You just never know.
You just don't know. That's what I love about combat sports. Because in football, there's not one play that you can do to end the game.
Right.
In soccer, you can't just kick a perfect goal and just win. But in MMA, you can get dominated for 3 rounds.
Pull it out.
In the last minute of the fight, do one thing, overhand or get on their back or whatever, and it can be over. And that's it. You win. It's over.
Finish after finish after finish tonight.
Nathan,
we are taking a brief intermission until the next fight, so there will be a little bit of a gap.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We just got word. We got our first intermission of the night. We're going to take a break, be able to come back, sit on your seats, go find something, go get something to drink, go get something to eat, meet some people, greet some people like church. Stand up and say hi to your neighbor. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go, I've got to make an introduction. Can I have Jamie come to the cage? Ginger, come to the cage, please. Will you guys put your hands together for Jamie Houston and Ginger, please? Yes, come on. Okay, I just want to talk to you guys real quick. Wait for your better half. Okay. The owners, everything that goes on behind the scenes is happening right here. I just want to say how important this is for what you guys are doing to the community, what you guys have already done. I'll get in the middle. I want you to feel like you're a part of our party. SFC 50. You've done 50 of these events. He's done submission grappling championship as well. How many of those have you done now?
21.
21. You have a lot of things going on in your life personally as well. You have a new fiance in the family. You have a new photography business. You guys are a power couple right here. You guys have been doing this for a long time. Black belt competitor in jiu-jitsu. And I just want to say on behalf of all fight fans, of everybody who works for you, of everybody who's been doing this for a while, we thank you for putting on amazing quality fights, quality competitors, safe shows for people to come with. You launch people's career. People who have fought for you over the years have made it into PFL, have made it on Dana White, have made it in the UFC, and you gave them those launching pad. I just want to say for you guys, we thank you as a group collectively here in Mississippi, but fight fans alone, being a promoter is not an easy thing to do. So I would love for you to say a word, Jamie, if you don't mind. Just talk to everybody about what it takes to get here. I've promoted events before. I don't wish that on my worst enemy or Hillary. I can't stand promoting. It is awful. So you are doing such an amazing thing, putting this together. And the thing is, they're behind the scenes. So I look pretty up here, but he's the one that does all the work. She's the one that's doing all the checks right now. So you guys have been doing amazing things. Ginger, Jamie, you guys have been an amazing couple. You've been a great friend to me, always supporting me. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Congratulations on 50 shows. All right, Jamie, just an opportunity for you to just give out back to the fans.
Man, first of all, thank every single fan that bought a ticket to come watch the fights tonight. You guys are the reason why we're able to put on events all the time. Also, I was a fighter at one time, and I got screwed over a lot on a promotion standpoint. So when I started this promotion, it was strictly to give back to the fighters and give them a bigger and better platform to compete on. My dad has always been my sidekick, my number one. It's helped me set up everything. We rented a cage. We put together a projection screen out of PVC pipe. Like, we've done all kind of stuff just trying to make it work, right? And the longer that we put on events, I was able to buy things. I bought the cage, I bought the lights, and I'm always trying to improve. That's why it's so bright in here right now. And I'm constantly improving, and it's always to give back to the fans so you guys have a great experience, and then the fighters have a great experience to always want to come back. So thank you so much, Tupelo. Tupelo's been amazing for SFC. This is our home. We come here 3 times a year, and I'm so pumped every time we come. And man, also, I'll be honest, I feel like a lot of stress was relieved when I met my wife, because, man, it was hard, but it's a little bit easier when I've got somebody that is as good as her helping me and doing everything that she does behind the scenes too. My aunt at the front, she's the ticket counter lady. You see her every time you come. My cousin, it's a family event here. My daughter sitting right there, her and her boyfriend Ethan worked at the show. My son's here working in the back. My mom's working, my dad's helping. I mean, it's a total family event. So every time you come, that's exactly what you see. Somebody's probably related to me. The girl that's selling beer has been my best friend since I was like 17 years old. We went to high school together. And she drives up from Jackson just to hang out and sell beer. So I just thank everyone. I try to not leave out anybody, and my cousin's up front too. Forget her, but I don't want to forget her is what I said. Anyway, thank you guys so much. SFC 50. We're going to make it to 100, and I hope you guys are here to celebrate that with us as well.
Congratulations, Jamie. Congratulations, Ginger. Hey, you got to get a picture in the middle. I'll take it. Give me your walkie. You got to look pretty. That's yours. That's yours. Yep, you're welcome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the action. Please put your hands together for Caleb Ibrahimov.
Caleb Ibrahimov.
And he is walking out
He's embracing that Eastern European heritage here.
I believe that's his last name and his heritage, right? I mean,
Yeah, it is.
Eastern Europe.
It is. I might.
Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
There we go.
That's where I think his family is from.
He's giving me Khabib vibes all over.
Yeah.
The haircut, the beard,
The beard, all of it, man.
the music.
He comes out of a really solid camp. Really strong connection between this camp and Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu as well.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty sure that's where, Timothy and those guys trained at, and pretty much all your gyms in North Mississippi all have really similar stories. So if you go back to what used to be called Tupelo BJJ, back when Mark Romano and Chris Gates, and then later Jeff Chambers, they were running things, and back in the day, the team there was Brian
Welcome to his
White,
opponent, Blake Robinson.
Brian White, Cody Floyd, Isaac Ware, Grady Hurley, some of the guys, Goldman Butler.
Right.
You look at Jonathan Berdine,
It's a great community.
me, everybody that pretty much owns MMA gyms in North Mississippi all trained together
Yeah,
at that gym back in the day.
You got to think back when MMA started kind of coming to North Mississippi and spreading from outside of Memphis. There were only so many places to cross train, so everybody kind of knew everybody.
So a lot of my background, I was going down to the coast to train. I was training with Alan Belcher and John Dixon, more John Dixon at that time, and I got my black belt under Alan. But there wasn't a lot of places to train, so all your pros all trained there. Everybody was driving from Corinth, Pontotoc, Columbus. I was driving an hour and a half to train twice a week. I trained twice a week in Columbus, twice a week in Tupelo. And I was training, especially if I had a fight coming up, sometimes more. I was driving an hour and a half plus to go train because that's where it was good.
Where you had to go.
And they beat the living crap out of me. We sparred hard. I would go home. I remember Isaac Ware.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This fight is scheduled 3 3-minute rounds in the flyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Standing 5'4" tall, weighing in at 126 pounds. With a record of 1 win, 0 losses. Fighting from New Albany MMA, New Albany, Mississippi, Caleb Ibrahimov. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'6" tall. He weighed in at 132 pounds with a record of 1 win, 1 loss. Fighting out of 10th Planet, Huntsville, Alabama, Blake Scrappy Robinson.
We've got ourselves a good one right here,
This is
guys.
an exciting fight,
Ladies
man.
and gents.
I think that Caleb, he's gonna have to be tough here. I think he's a little physically smaller,
I think
Yeah,
he's still going to be able to.
but I think he's super scrappy, he's super technical. I'd probably try to keep it on the feet if I'm him.
Yeah, Blake has some slick jiu-jitsu.
Slick jiu-jitsu, and he just
single leg right there. He's gonna choke.
Oh man, he's settling.
Oh, he rolled out of it.
Oh. He's still hunting that head, man. I think Caleb's still in trouble here. Caleb's in deep trouble. He really wanted to stay on top there and try to go to a Von Flue, and now maybe he's looking for a Peruvian necktie.
This is where we're seeing Blake's jiu-jitsu come into play. Right off the bat.
Caleb's doing a good job here, but he's in a Dars, and I think, oh man, this might be tough. He's trying to use his leg to push that arm down to finish that Dars choke. Caleb's in a tough spot here. Really tough spot. He's doing a good job of beating it and staying on top.
Wow.
He needs to try to get that arm around his head and put him in a Von Flue choke.
Looks like he's gotten out of it. I mean, he's just got to get his.
Yeah,
Get
if
his
he,
head out.
if he can get it, if he can get a hold of his head and put some pressure down on his neck, he's got a Von Flue choke here.
I love a good Von Flue choke.
I think he's got to let the.
Well, he needs Blake to hold on to his head.
Yeah,
Now
Blake
he needs,
lets go, it negates the choke immediately.
Yeah. So I mean, he can maybe try to transition to a head and arm, but that for him to
cow.
and Blake got back into guard.
That was impressive mobility right there.
Caleb needs to try to.
We're seeing a little bit of a fleshed out grappling sequence here.
This is really high level grappling.
Yeah.
I mean, both these guys' jiu-jitsu look
When it's the lower
really
weights too, you
good.
see it a lot more fleshed out. I love seeing it really put into a real fight in a real scenario.
I like how Caleb tried to follow his underhook there. Oh yeah, and he,
Full mount.
Step over the mount. Oh.
Things are happening faster than I can call them.
Yeah.
I know, right?
There's a lot of scrambles going on.
This is tough here for
Oh, now
Caleb
he's-
being right against the cage because he's not going to have enough
That's a
space to
bad
really
spot to
effectively
be.
buck.
He's doing a good job bridging enough that Blake can't posture to punch him, but he's in a tough spot with a bigger guy on top of him here.
Yeah.
He's doing a good job trying to come up the cage. Everything Caleb's doing is right. Everything I'm seeing Caleb do, he's doing the right stuff.
Blake is so patient. Caleb's doing a great job, but Blake's just unfazed.
He's doing a good job getting back to that half guard. But
Yeah.
just getting back to half guard isn't going to win him a fight here.
No.
You know, he's got to do something with it. And every time he gets back to half guard, Blake transitions back to quarter guard and starts posturing and trying to punch him and smashing him. And
He hasn't thrown too much for being on top.
yeah, well, because Caleb keeps bridging and keeps breaking his posture. Oh, this is it.
Oh, he's
This is
landing.
over.
Big
This is
shot,
over.
yep.
This is over.
Is
Once,
he out? He might be out. He's
yeah,
out.
he's
Yeah,
out.
he's out.
He's unconscious.
Wow.
I knew that that's not where Caleb wanted to be. Caleb did not want Blake on top of him. These grappling exchanges, Blake's just so strong. He's also got really good jiu-jitsu. You know, it's not really where Caleb wanted to be in these exchanges, and he ended up there. And unfortunately,
He did a good job, too. Like you said, he did everything right.
he was doing everything right. Everything he did was correct. He was fighting the posture. He was fighting positions. He was trying to get his back up the wall. He was doing a really good job escaping out of submissions.
He was fighting Blake's fight. Blake
Yeah,
was in
Yep.
control.
he was being reactive.
And that's the whole point. I mean, Blake never ceased to not have control. He
Yeah.
just continued to take the advantageous position.
Coming out of a camp like 10th Planet Huntsville, though, I'm going to try to stand. And I'm not saying that they don't have good striking, but their jiu-jitsu is just, that's what they do.
Yep.
That's their staple. I don't want to be in a jiu-jitsu exchange, especially with somebody that's as technical as Blake and is also bigger than me and potentially stronger than me. Tough fight for Caleb.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes, 55 seconds of the first round. Your winner by TKO, Blake Scrappy Robinson.
Caleb's one of these guys, man. He's just not scared of anybody. Caleb just ain't scared. He's ready to fight.
I mean, he didn't want to pull out of this fight. He took the fight when he was, 12 or 7 over.
Yeah. I mean, Caleb is just extremely
Yes,
tough.
it's
and
wet,
yeah,
nasty mouth, be a
just-
steer coach. That's what
Yeah.
coaches do. Scrappy! That was fantastic. You had an amazing gator roll on him for a while. He was defending it really well. You transitioned him out, and it was just a matter of time after that. You dominated with position. Ground and pound was great. Trying to set up. Were you going for a timeout triangle?
No, not in my first fight.
Okay, it looked like you're going back for a trial again. Anyway, it was a fantastic performance. Give you an opportunity. Here's the mic. Give your shout-outs. You are now 2-1. You got the winning record. I know that's got to feel great, and a lot of pressure comes off your shoulders as an athlete.
Yes, sir. It does feel great. I want to shout out 10th Planet Huntsville, Chuck, Eric, Sal. Thank you guys so much for putting up with me. I know I'm stubborn. Thank you for giving me a chance and an opportunity, spending your time with me. I want to thank all my friends and family, and I also want to especially shout out all my training partners. Anyone who's ever stepped in the ring with me, anyone who's ever trained with me, thank you so much. I am only as good as the people that I roll with and spar with let me be. So thank you guys.
Well, it's a great shout-out, very respectful thing, because you can't be here without the people who brought you here. Fantastic. You gave that shout-out. Awesome job. You got 2-1 in the cage. What do you got planned for the rest of this year? You got anybody coming?
I'm definitely looking to go up to 135 and see what opportunities await me from there.
Okay, so he's going to jump a weight class. Are we going to be able to see you back here?
Absolutely.
I hope to see you back here. And don't apologize for being a pain. Apologize for being scrappy.
Scrappy.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Blake Scrappy Robinson.
Okay, so I think I'm right in saying this. We haven't had an MMA fight with no finish yet, right?
Kickboxing.
Yeah,
The
just
kickboxing.
kickboxing is the only
Okay.
decision we've had so far.
You heard it here first, guys. We got all the finishes tonight. I know UFC's got a card on tonight. I can guarantee you they're going to have more decisions than we are.
I'll be honest, man. Coming into this card, and I know that we're commentators, and our job is to hype fights. That's what we're here to do. We're here to make this entertaining for you guys at home. And I can't say this going into a card, but I'm just going to tell you the truth. I was not quite as excited about this card as I was the last one. I'm just going to be honest. That's just the truth.
I get what you mean.
Coming into it, there was more names that I recognize on the last two than on this one.
Yeah.
It's valid, right? If you know people, you kind of know what to expect to an extent.
But this fight card is the best fight card I've seen in a long time.
Okay, Tupelo fight fans, just checking in with you. How you doing tonight? You feeling good? I'm great. You guys feeling good? How many fights have you come to as FSC 50? How many fights? 2. How many fights have you come to? 2. How many fights have you guys come to for SFC? How many fights have you been to for SFC? You been at the first one? Okay, we got the loyal champion right here. Who has been here for at least 10 fights? The commission don't count. Commissioner, you been here? Thank you. What's up, Big Worm? What's up, Big Worm? I see you, sure. What's up, Big Perm? Anybody else been here more than 10 fights? You have? No, he says, no, I have not. Okay. You have? Who has? You been here? Dude, how old are you? Okay, I'm only 11. All right. Hey, you going to fight? You want to fight? You want to fight? Mom, there we go. All right. I'll see you in 5 years. It's legal at 16, punk. In the cage, anytime you want. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the cage, Russell Ballard.
Yeah, like I was saying, man, this show has been probably the most entertaining MMA show in terms of talent, aggression. You know, this has been incredible. And this next fight, guys.
This one's going to be good. I'm excited for the next one. We saw John Morrison make his debut, and he
Yeah.
was another one of those guys where coming out as a debut, he just looked so composed.
Morrison is a problem in his division.
So
And he's fighting for other promotions. I overhear him talking about getting belts at other promotions, trying to get belts at other promotions. He's got a lot of ambition to get as many belts as he can and get as many fights as he can, and I'm sure he's looking to move to the next level as soon as he can.
Yeah. Well, you know, before we get to that one, we have a Muay Thai rule MMA glove fight with Russell is it Ballard?
Ballard.
Ballard.
Ballard, yeah.
Russell Ballard versus Malik Berdine. And
gonna be good.
Malik is an amazing kickboxer. He had an opponent pull out. He's actually had 2 opponents pull out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome his opponent, Malik Berdine.
When they hear that name, they run.
Yeah.
Understandably, though, right?
I was saying earlier in the night, I remember watching a video that his dad posted, got that old school 3-6 mafia for the walkout. And look at him. This kid's never smiled before. This kid never smiles. And he's like legitimately so happy to get to walk out and do what he does, which is fight and put on a show. So he's had 2 opponents back out. He had one back out last minute, and Russell stepped in on 24-hour notice to take this fight. And you know, Malik's game. He's down for whatever. It was supposed to be MMA. His opponent backs out. Now we're doing Muay Thai rules. No knees or elbows to the head with it being a last-minute fight, but in 4-ounce gloves. So if you're at home and you're a fight fan that likes to watch guys stand and bang and, you know, maybe you don't like watching grappling, this is like just the striking part of MMA.
This is your forte.
This is it. I'm a show split it. Man, I love this song. This is one of my favorite songs. This is on that Most Unknown album right there, baby. That old 3-6 Mafia back when I was in high school. Yeah. Crack his head with a gun. Yes, sir. And look at Malik. He's high. Man, Malik walking out getting me hype.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a kickboxing match schedule of 3 2-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'7" tall. This fighter weighed in at 154.6 pounds. With a record of 1 win, 0 losses. Fighting out of Relentless Jiu-Jitsu, Hoboken, Georgia, Russell Ballard. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'9" tall, weighing in at 148 pounds, making his kickboxing debut. Fighting out of Paragon Martial Arts, Corinth, Mississippi, Malik Berdine.
Yeah, this is going to be a barn burner. Relentless Jiu-Jitsu, not to be confused with Relentless MMA, which is my gym out of Columbus, Mississippi. Is Relentless Jiu-Jitsu's out of Georgia. This guy has got to be game, man. He's taking this on super short notice. 24 hours.
That's off to him.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not many people that do that.
Fighting somebody like Malik, too, on 24-hour notice. You know, he's nice hands by Malik right there.
Coming out hard this first
Malik
round.
letting his hands go.
Wow.
Oh, man. Malik is looking for a finish, guys. This might be short.
I was going to say, these 4-ounce gloves are not as forgiving. So
No.
we might see a finish in this.
I've been hit by both, and let me tell you something. It's a big
different thing.
difference. There's a big difference. Oh, nice kick by Malik.
Good follow-up, too.
Malik's kickboxing looks so smooth. How old is Malik?
17.
He's not 18.
Still not 18?
I don't believe so.
He's fighting like he's been fighting professionally for 10 years.
Well, it kind of has a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Ron Lease is just a. Oh, that's it. He's going to wave that off. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Wow.
Beautifully
Malik
done.
Berdine does
gosh.
it again. Waste no opportunity. Opponent backs out. I'll take a Muay Thai fight.
Let me tell you something. We were talking a minute ago about people on the local scene that you might be seeing go to the next level.
Yep.
Malik could very well be
Absolutely.
that person.
He is one of the top prospects in the region for this division in this area.
You're talking about a guy right here that is 17 years old. He's won now 3 fights, one of them being kickboxing rules in the ring. He's done probably hundreds of grappling competitions. He grew up in the gym. He was raised in the gym. And now you're seeing him dominate this scene. You keep your eyes on this kid. Keep your eyes on him.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute, 2 seconds of the first round. We've got a winner by knockout, Malik Berdine.
You look at him, he looks young. What's he gonna, if he stays focused in 10 years, where's he gonna be? Another 10 years of competing, and he's focused.
He keeps doing what he's doing.
And he keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Where's the limit? Where's the limit? He's 17, guys.
Someone find his,
He's a child.
Someone find his match. Right
He
now.
can't buy tobacco. He can't join the military. He can't drink
Okay, I'm with the
alcohol.
winner. Malik, I'm going to make this quick, just as quick as you made that fight. You're a special fighter. We can only hope as coaches that our fighters listen to us and actually throw combinations, and you just throw a multitude of punches and bunches. Beautiful to watch. You're a young athlete. You made your kickboxing debut. What a statement on the world here in a knockout on SFC 50. I just want to know how that knockout feels.
Man, it feels great. I believe in myself so much, man. I knew I was going to come in here and knock him out. That's all I was thinking this whole.
It was a great performance, overwhelming. You got the knockout to begin with, and I think you washed it. Of course, you have beautiful kicks, but man, I'm just telling you, that was a fantastic. You got a lot of people here supporting you, and I'll give you a chance to talk to them real fast.
Yeah, Mississippi, what's up with it? What's up with it? Let's go. Hey, pretty soon we're going to be on top, bro. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there real soon. We're going to be on top, man, Mississippi.
This is what most people from a state look for in an athlete, being able to ride their coattails, if you will. This is where, if you're a business, you want to get a hold of his management team, a.k.a. dad, coach, and find out how you can follow him along to his career. We watch what happens with other local UFC guys. And this is somebody who has that dream, desire, and ability to get there. You guys can ride along with him, help support him along the way financially. That's where you guys come in. Is that what you need?
Yes, sir. Support? Yes, sir.
Any last words you got to say before we got to go?
I don't know, man. I just want more fights. That's all I want. More fights. Please don't back out. Fights. That's all I want. I'm training too much to not be fighting.
That's true, man. We got to call out the other teams and coaches for that. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your winner. Our first knockout of the night, SFC 50. Let's go, Malik Berdine.
Wow, I mean, this is just such a, every time the moment increases in intensity and just this, you all right?
Yeah, so when I was taking my my headset off a second ago to talk to John Crump, the microphone went into my eyeball.
No.
And so now I'm kind of jacked up. Now it's okay though. Let's talk about Malik.
Yeah, so Malik had a great moment here. I mean,
Yeah, this was an incredible knockout. We got a replay right here. He throws the head kick, and he's backing up against the cage.
Watch it, right here. It's coming. There it is. Bam. Just kick through the guard.
Looked like he landed on the jaw.
Just kick through the guard. You know, when you throw that head kick properly, just kick through the guard. And I mean, it doesn't matter if the hands are up or not. That's why we teach, if you're going to block it, 3 points of contact, bring the other hand across, tuck the hand back. Because just the hand being up's not enough, especially in this open stance high kick.
Wow.
Yeah, see, he kind of dips, but bam, right there. Doesn't matter if the guard's up or not. It does not matter. That foot's going to wrap around to the back of the head. That shin's going to drive into that wrist, and you're still going down. Look at that. Bam, right there. His mouthpiece pops out of his mouth. He drops, and Jason Aldridge does his job and intelligently calls the fight because no reason for that to go on any longer.
No.
It ended the same way. Or
Yeah.
worse.
Y'all can see my eye. I'm kind of crying a little bit.
It's like,
It's
looked
from that.
over and it's
He's like, man,
oh,
you good? Yeah, no, I ain't good.
Just one or
I was
something.
taking my headset off, and the microphone hit me right there in the eye. It's the craziest little thing. I always get hurt that way. It's always like
Is it not? Like, we can go and fight somebody and be fine, but, like, door frames?
I'll roll
lethal
for like
for
an
me.
hour straight, and then I'll like bend over and put my mouthpiece in my bag and throw my back out.
Dude, I popped my wrist the other day taking my socks off. I was like, this is terrible.
I've done stuff like that so many times. It's really insane, and it's always like I hurt my neck turning over in the bed last week.
Yep.
I was turning over in the bed, and then boop, my neck. I'm out.
That's
You know.
being over 30 in a
Yeah,
nutshell.
I'm telling you, especially over
I'm not
30 with
looking
the
forward to
miles.
that. I'm not looking forward to that.
The miles I've put on my body from this sport.
Well, it exemplifies it, right? You
Yeah.
get sped up. You age faster when you
Yeah,
fight.
100%. I look like looking at this camera right here. I look like I'm 47. Like, bro, look at this. I'm looking at myself. I
The
don't know.
lighting is
I don't know if it's the lights.
Say the harsh lighting.
Please welcome to the cage, Ethan Cunningham.
We got ourselves a great lightweight fight coming up. Ethan Cunningham and John Morrison, two really just
top
down,
level
down
guys.
to bite down and go at it. And the boss man even shouted it out yesterday at the weigh-ins. He said this is going to be one of the best fights of the night, along with the Ethan McGee and Austin Claiborne. He shouted these two out specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, which Ethan McGee and Austin Claiborne, that's going to be a jiu-jitsu match, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This fight right here between Ethan Cunningham and John Morrison, this is you're talking to, I mean, John Morrison, top prospect, undefeated. I mean, he's really going to be put on a show.
Yeah, John Morrison, he's coming off of 2 submission wins, but he's known as a kickboxer.
Yeah.
That's what he's done a lot of the time.
Just a well-rounded.
Yeah.
He can do anything.
Very well-rounded for how early he is in his career.
Yeah, 3 fights. You know, right?
Yeah, if there's anyone that puts it together, it's him. He knows how to put all of it together. Ethan McGee, very talented young individual. I think this is going to be more of a test for him.
Hey, let's bring out his opponent, John Morrison.
But, John Morrison might have a little bit of reach, but he's got some stuff. Cunningham's got some stockiness to him. He's got some power in his punches.
Yeah.
He's coming off of a third round knockout, and it was when you get knocked. There's sometimes you see knockouts, and it's like, okay, there's a TKO and then there's a knockout. There was a knockout that happened.
I remember watching John Morrison when he was kickboxing before he even started doing MMA, and I remember talking about how slick he would look. And he looks like he's like 25, but he's actually really young. I don't remember exactly how old he is.
17 or 18.
He's like 18 years old, and he's got a beard.
Yeah.
It's insane. Coming out of Cobra Jiu-Jitsu, which is just a phenomenal camp out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Title town, baby. Roll Tide. We just lost half our viewers. That's okay, though. He every time he comes out, it's unbelievable how measured he is, how calm he is, how good his striking looks, the kid is just, he really takes the moment in well. He doesn't let stuff rattle him. He's good at letting his hands go in a really measured way. He's not overextending. He's not putting himself in bad positions. When he kicks, his guard's correct. His hands are up. He's turning his hips over. Everything that I saw from him, even going back to his kickboxing debut, before he even started doing MMA, the kid just looked phenomenal.
To go off of that, as we go up the card, the skill and what you were saying.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This fight is scheduled 3 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5'8" taller, weighing in at 155.8 pounds. With a record of 1 win, 0 defeats. Fighting out of Wildside MMA, Clarksville, Tennessee, Ethan Cunningham. Introducing his fighter out of the red corner, standing 5'11" taller, weighing at 156 pounds, with a perfect record, 3 wins, 0 losses. Fighting out of Cobra BJJ, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, John Morrison.
I'm so excited to watch this guy fight again. He is one of my favorite. John Morrison's been one of my favorite people to watch fight.
Oh, they say no glove touch. Oh, yes, glove touch. They were trying to decide on if they wanted a glove touch or not, because that's a thing. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah.
Some dudes do a fake one and throw you off, or sometimes they'll do it for real. Looks like they're going to go for it. Yeah.
Nice combinations here. Nice combinations here. I like the way he's putting it together. Yeah, Cunningham closing distance well. Nice kick,
Good kick
but
there.
Morrison returns.
Oh,
wow, man, I like
rocked him good there.
Man, the hands by Ethan Cunningham, man, he's really doing a good job closing distance and letting that up goes up. Oh, and return to the right hand. Man, these guys are throwing. There's no way this is going to decision.
No.
There's no
Not a
way.
chance.
Somebody's going to sleep here. Look how calm Morrison is after taking those shots, though. He's still super relaxed. Wow. The athleticism. Man, he's really finding home for that right hand and that jab again there. Good level takedown. The hips.
Oh!
Boom, slams him. Wow.
That's how all the takedowns have been tonight.
Yeah, just like
So
WWE.
cinematic.
Like something out of WWE. This is going to be a really big test for John Morrison, looks like. And it may be that he just needs to weather this storm here. But Ethan Cunningham coming out, man, he's really landing well. He's a little rushed for mount here. I think he needs to be a little more patient for the mount take. But Morrison, this is definitely the most tested I've seen him. Like, usually it's always been really dominant. So
he's had very dominant performances in the past.
this is good, though. This is what you want.
You want the best to fight the best.
Yeah, you want to be in bad positions as an amateur. Oh, he's looking to crucify him here. He's going to try to lift his head and push that elbow up. I think he's giving up on it now. Man, if he'd have landed that, that'd have been sick. I don't know that I've actually ever seen that hit in an MMA fight before.
The crucifix?
The crucifix, particular crucifix he was going for, where you go under the head.
I was going to say, it's not one you really see in MMA.
Yeah. So I think it's an old, like, catch wrestling move.
Yep.
And it's, man, he finds the back there. Oh, but he's not able to put the hooks in. Morrison's going to try to get up. He's going to try to put his back on the wall. Yep, doing the right things. Very calm and collected. He's only got 30 seconds, and he's down in this round for sure. Cunningham is really imposing his will here. So far, he's won the striking, and he's won the grappling.
Yeah,
so.
Definitively. I mean, he spent the entire time on the ground on top there.
And the punches he was landing in the striking.
Great combination work.
The strength of Cunningham is showing. It's showing.
I'd like to see John Morrison maybe try to throw some elbows in there in the clinch, do something.
He needs distance. That's where he's best at. That's
Yeah.
where he's most effective at. When he can throw those kicks to the body.
Oh,
when he can throw those kicks to the head.
Nice.
You see what I'm saying?
Very nice.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where he's most effective at.
Nice.
That's the end of the round, and he just looked really good right there. That was probably the best he did.
Well, it goes to show his resolve and his ability to handle the pressure of the situation.
Yeah.
Because he got hit with some big lead uppercuts and right hands behind him. He got hit with some big shots. He was on bottom for the most of the round. He did lose the round. I'm going to say Cunningham won the round definitively, even though he got a good flurry there at the end. But now maybe he set a tone. Maybe Cunningham is going to slow down a little bit, and Ethan's gonna kind of gas a little bit. And now Morrison can show his game, but
Morrison's still standing up.
Yeah, he's standing up.
He's not taking a seat in the stool.
I'm gonna be honest. As a coach, I don't like sitting my guys down. I don't think there's a real advantage to it.
Well, I would say that the coach that I had towards the end of my fighting, he was always big on. He's like, I don't want the blood to pool. He's like, stand up.
Right, blood pools in your legs when you sit down. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, you want to sit down so bad.
But let me ask the question: is a minute of sitting down truly going to help with any type of recovery?
Sitting down
They're
will not help
already
you with
putting ice in the water, so it's like the ice in the water is going to do its own job.
Yeah, you need to. Biggest thing is getting control of your breath in the corner.
Yep.
Not taking short, shallow breaths, but really expanding your stomach and your chest in the breathing, and just allowing this 1 minute to pull that heart rate back down a little bit, let you recover a little bit so that you can come out and perform again. But Morrison doesn't look tired. He's breathing a little bit, but he looks okay. I think between the two, I think his cardio. Even Cunningham was using a lot of energy, but he still looks fresh enough.
He does look fresh.
He's bobbing his head.
Yeah, he
Cunningham's
looks
bobbing his head. He's feeling stuff, and he looks jacked.
No,
Look
he's
at it.
got a good physique.
Yeah, he looks jacked. He looks like he worked out hard. Jason Alder's going to get the action started for us in round number 2. Morrison retakes the center of the cage. I'd like to see Morrison start establishing his jab or his lead leg a little earlier. Opening with that lead
back
hook.
right into the pocket.
I was gonna say, neither of them have really been jockeying for outside foot position, and every time we see something significant from either fighter, it's when they take that position.
Oh!
Nicely done.
Nice throw by Morrison. He's hunting the head. He's got the front headlock. Not really in a position to do anything with it. Ethan Cunningham pushes him up against the cage, but, Morrison still got the dominant grip.
I'd love to see him throw some knees from here.
Oh, I think he's about to.
Let's see.
Nope, I was wrong. Always throw on the break, and that's something John Morrison did. Always throw it on the break. It looks like Ethan might be slowing down a little bit this round, but I'd like to see Morrison kind of establish that lead jab a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, usually he fights from the outside, and he's fought a lot of taller guys in the past, and that's when he's done that. But now it seems like he's not been afraid to go in a lot closer with a shorter guy. But
yeah, I want to see him. I want to see him a little more busy with the lead hand.
Oh,
nice shot by Cunningham. Both guys landing shots there, but I think Cunningham got the better of the exchange on that one. This is a good fight. Ooh, man, Morrison took a hard right hand to the head right there. Whenever I see somebody fighting in LFA gloves, you know they're coming out of boot camp. Nice.
There's a cut on the left side of Cunningham's cheek.
Yep.
He is bleeding.
Oh, good right hand by Cunningham. Cunningham's not pressing the action forward as much, and I think he should. I think he needs to press forward and get inside the jab range of Morrison like he did there.
He's most dangerous in that pocket.
Yep. Morrison's going to win on the outside. He's got a little reach. And again, I'd like to see him establish his lead jab, just kind of touching him. Anytime you see somebody with LFA gloves, though, you know they're coming out of a camp that has high-level pros in it.
Yeah.
UFC gloves don't mean anything, but LFA gloves mean something.
I was gonna say because you can buy the UFC gloves.
Right, exactly. LFA gloves
LFA.
means you got them from you got somebody in your camp that fought for LFA.
Okay. Yeah, I mean LFA is like a breeding ground for UFC fighters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of your stop before the UFC is the LFA.
That's where Pereira
Nice. So that was where Eric Anders, Brendan Allen, they fought for the 185 strap in LFA before Eric went to the UFC, and then later Allen followed him. So many guys come from the UFC, come from LFA to the UFC. He looks for the elbow. Seeing more blood coming out of that cut under the eye of Ethan Cunningham. We got 10 seconds left in the round. What a fight this has been. I said it wouldn't go to a decision, but these guys might just be too tough to put away.
Yeah, I mean these are the toughest. As we go up the card, the guys.
What do you say, Tupelo? We got a fight on our hands, baby. Let's go.
What a fight.
This is a crazy fight.
Ethan definitely looks a little more tired this round. He's squatting in the corner. He looks a lot more tired, and Morrison still looks fresh. He's got his hands behind his back. He's standing up. Between the two, I think that the conditioning right now is on the side of Morrison.
Yeah.
And it could be just the fact that Ethan came out so hard in that first round and kind of blew his wad a little bit. See, he's taking those deep breaths. He's doing good, but I'd like to see Morrison establishing that jab, maybe a low teep to the leg, to keep his. One thing about to the body is you can get taken down to the body.
That's true.
The lead leg teep to the leg just kind of establishes distance, and you don't have as much to worry about the takedown. I'm not saying don't go to the body.
No,
I'm not arguing with you, but the lead teep to the leg, even if it's not hard, just does a good job at just kind of establishing your distance without risking a lot. maybe a lead inside calf kick, just kind of establishing the jab and establishing some of your long range tools, not having to step into the pocket for the big punches as often to do the damage, especially if it's a taller guy.
Yep. Yeah, that height differential can definitely add up, especially as we get into these later rounds.
Third and final round for these two individuals.
They both walk to the center. Morrison is definitely, I've got it 1-1 right now.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I agree.
Both of them need to, good punches. Morrison finding a good home for that jab, but Cunningham hits him with the overhand. Looking for the takedown here. I think a little more tired. Elbow off the clinch. From where I was sitting, I couldn't tell if it landed clean or not, but nice jab by Morrison.
Good jab there.
Wow. There's that head kick he throws a lot from the
Good
outside.
knee, but Cunningham comes with that left hand. Good exchange, man. Wow.
He's putting it on Cunningham now.
Good frames by Morrison, but Cunningham's able to put him on the cage. Cunningham trying to sit like heavy on his underhook so he can't use it. Good clinch here. Morrison saying something to the refs, Jason Aldridge, but and he turns him off the ropes.
He's backed up and
looking for a shot again, and he gets it this time. Morrison right back up. Not going to score real heavy here because he didn't stay down.
No,
but
didn't establish control there.
He's controlling on the cage though, and that's going to count. That's going to count for something. Cunningham needs a takedown. He needs to get a takedown. He needs to sit on top, and Morrison really needs to break and get back to what he's doing. He tries to throw him again, but he ends up right back into a double underhook. Looks for an inside trip. I'd like to see a barrage from Morrison right there. I think he's
looking for one. He's just trying to be smart about it.
Oh, he's coming off on
catches some big shots. I think the exhaustion of that's what Cunningham needs to win the last minute of the round. If he can keep Morrison here for the rest of the round, he's got a good shot at possibly winning it. But he needs to do some damage. He needs to improve position. I wouldn't just want to lay on him here to try to win it. But this fight's so close.
That third round, it's gonna be a toss-up.
Morrison's definitely had the better exchanges
depending
as
on
far
what
as
his
striking.
Depending on what he does with his takedown.
Morrison needs to build up here. He's trying to hit that Kimura, but he needs to build up and maybe sell the hip bump, and then maybe transition to the Kimura.
I wish we had 2 more rounds of this.
I know, right?
I could watch 10 rounds of this. I'm not gonna lie. Morrison really needs to get back to his feet here. He's got 20 seconds, and this might be enough for Cunningham to take it right here. If he can stay on top, he can establish a position and do some damage. It's really just going to come down to how the judges are scoring it. How tough is Cunningham even though he's exhausted, he's grinding through it. Wow. Yeah.
What a great fight.
How happy am I to be sitting here and not at the judges' table.
That's a hard one.
That's a tough one to call.
They both dominated in different ways.
Different aspects of the fight. Yeah. Morrison needs to keep his hands up here. Maybe trick a judge you know what I mean? I'm not saying trick, but
confidence is everything.
Yeah.
Especially
when it's so close that the judge may not know how to call it. Whoever acts like they won sometimes can steal it.
I've seen in the UFC where there's been corners where they have an apex fight where they're not in the crowd, and they bring as many people as they can, and they're every strike they land, they're making sure their crowd's yelling for them because they want the judge's perception to be that we are winning this fight.
Yeah, judges' perception's huge. Judging, like we said earlier in the night, judging is subjective. It's not an objective where we know exactly what each judge is looking for. The new judging system is supposed to be based on damage, but how do you judge?
Determine that?
Right. How do you
in such a
determine
short amount of time, you have no time to look back. You have to go in the moment and say, okay, I know that landed, or do I know if that landed? Or did he land it, or did he not land it?
But here's the problem. You've got some people that have a glass jaw that are going to show more damage. You've got other people that can, look at these guys. These guys, Cunningham was bleeding after round 1, and he was still throwing hard and not flinching in round 3.
Yeah.
So damage is kind of subjective, especially when you consider, some people break open easier than others. So are we going by visible damage? perceived damage.
I think it's interesting too to look at who was closer to finishing the fight, you know, in a ground sequence or on the feet. You know, it's like, okay, would someone almost get finished on the ground or did someone almost get finished on the feet? You know, how do you put those two together and score it? You know, it's
One thing important to understand too is number one, the judges do not have the camera angle that we have. They don't have a TV in front of them that shows them the camera.
Tupelo, I need you to make some noise for one of the greatest fights tonight. What a fight of the night here. Put it on. 3 rounds. We got to go to the judges' scorecard once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a score of 29-28 Morrison, 29-28 Cunningham, and your winner 29-28 by split decision. Fighting out of the red corner, John Morrison.
Goes back to exactly what I just said. And another thing you got to think about is every judge is sitting at a different place on the cage.
Right.
One sitting over here, one sitting over there, one sitting on the opposite side. So they're all seeing something a little bit different. They don't have a TV screen in front of them. They're only seeing what they can judge. And some judges are going to judge, okay, this guy's landing, this guy's on top, but he's not landing. This guy's on top, so he's controlling. Who wins? It's subjective. It's subjective. You know? Is that how I would have done it?
Holy crap, Oli. Cunningham comes in here, shots down the floor, thinking he's going to wrestle you, and then he comes out with just a barrage. And it was just crazy how you were able to withstand 2 minutes and 50 seconds in that first round. And you came back in that first round with 10 seconds left. He was tired, and you rocked him. Second round, it was unbelievable. Harai Goshi able to get on top. You just had steadfast approach and just kept coming at him no matter what he threw, exhausting him, staying in his face, end up winning a split decision. Just want to say congratulations. Heck of a fight. I know the fight fans were happy. We're happy. Fantastic performance. Congratulations. Give you an opportunity. Tell me what was going on after that first round. Did you see him take the breath? Did you see him start to slow down?
Yes, sir. I looked over there, and I seen him on the stool. I knew he was more tired than I was. You know, I do a lot of cardio.
I could tell you didn't stop moving the entire time, and you just kept coming at him like he didn't phase you. And he was hitting you with beautiful uppercuts. I mean, being a wrestler, coming out with some amazing striking, you just were able to withstand it and then overcome and then hit him with your own combinations. You guys started trading punches at the end of that second round. Second round's over, going into third. It's 1-1. What were you thinking?
I knew I had to do something to win, and, you know, it's just what I did.
You're here 4-0 right now. He was 1-0. Somebody had to have the loss. You gave it to him. You got 4 wins under your belt. Give you an opportunity. Shout out to whoever you want, your team, family, and friends.
You know, I got to give a shout out to my girlfriend, my family, you know, obviously my teammates at Cobra, the big man upstairs, most importantly. You know, my favorite Bible verse is Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpens iron as one man does another. And my guys at Cobra and 10th Planet Birmingham keep me sharp.
That was it right there, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting the word tonight. One more time for the winner. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you had a great night. John Morrison.
That was an incredible performance by John Morrison.
It was. What a great fight.
And by Ethan Cunningham. Let's not forget the effort put in by Ethan Cunningham for that performance.
It was a split. I mean, it was as close as it could get.
Really could have went either way.
Yep.
You know, if I'm judging it, oh my gosh, I don't even want to say. I don't even know how I'd call it. You know?
Draw. I'd just call it a draw.
Yeah.
I can see why, and to your point, the fact that judges have slightly different perception than we do.
Right.
I feel like Morrison nailed more of the striking in the third round.
Yeah.
I think Cunningham had the takedowns, but he didn't do a lot with them.
Right.
So
and that's what hurt him. That's why
Yep.
we're saying when he was on top, you really want to improve position and you really want to try to do some damage when you're on top, do something
Yep.
to
Be
show
active.
that you're trying to finish the fight.
Yes.
That's what judges are looking for. They're looking for people who are trying to finish, people that are trying to get the other person out of there. And they both looked that way to me.
Yeah.
But in that third round, when Ethan Cunningham did take him down, I think he could have won in the fight. I do.
I agree.
But I think he could have been a lot more definitive than it was. So, you know, don't let me sit here and say that a judge was wrong. You know what I mean? Because I can see how each judge scored it the way that they did.
For sure.
It's just banger after banger.
Yeah, we got Zakius Simmons about to come out and fight Jordan McCall.
Yeah.
This should be a good one. This
This
is McCall's last amateur fight.
Oh,
Is he
really?
going on the pros? Is that what he is now?
Yep.
How many Emmys have you had?
I don't think that many, to be honest with you.
Hey, when you're ready, you're ready.
3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I caught his debut and I
2-1.
at least one of his other
We
fights.
recounted his first fight with Corey Phipps as one of his fondest memories here.
All right, here we go. Let's get some MMA going, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Zakius Simmons.
Zakius Simmons coming in at 1-0, undefeated. Jordan McCall coming in at 2-1. We're getting ready to make that walk, and having a walkout song that has a crowd in it's a good idea, man. It makes it sound like you got a bigger crowd,
man.
Yeah, this is a good idea.
I like it.
Yeah. People watching will know the difference.
Coming in with an undefeated 1-0 record. Can he get it done against a more seasoned fighter who's about to turn pro? And you also got to take into account when you're talking about people turning pro, what do you want out of the sport, and how old are you? So if you're trying to, if you're 2-1 or 3-1, and you're like, look, man, I know I'm not going to the UFC. I just want to get paid.
Yeah.
Maybe turning pro is the right call. If you're at a good gym and you're, if you're trying to go to the UFC, there's a certain number of amateur fights I think you should take.
Yeah.
Especially if you didn't wrestle at a really high level in college, or you don't have like a heavy background in kickboxing or boxing. But what do you want out of the sport, and what are you expecting to get from it? So,
yeah, because you got to give everything, and I've talked to a lot of fighters about this.
Let's welcome out his opponent, Jordan McCall.
I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. There's a fighter in the UFC. His name's goes by Nate the Train, and he's very outspoken. He's from Clarkson, Tennessee, and he goes, "You can give everything you want to this game. You can give everything, you 100%. It's like the neighborhood chick.
Yeah,
you can love her as much as you want, but she ain't ever gonna
love you back. Yeah, that's a fact. You can do whatever you want to. And it's just how winning is in general in any aspect of life. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to love you back.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily, and winning's not loyal to you.
No.
He's got a good pop walking out here. Got a good little crowd here cheering him on.
Yeah. I spoke with him yesterday. He said he had a great weight cut. 145 has been his weight class.
Yeah.
Hasn't had any ambition to go anywhere else other than featherweight at the moment.
Yeah.
And he's had ambitions to want a belt. He wants a belt in the future. He does. And he's been building his whole career here.
Well, I can tell you if the guys at Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu are in support of him turning pro, then he's probably ready.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. These guys have multiple professionals in their gym. They know what they're looking for. They know what it takes. But as a coach, again, you do want to talk to them. Well, what do you want out of this sport? How old are you, and what are you trying to accomplish? And you gotta tailor the way you manage them around that. He's coming in. Has a couple unanimous decision wins. I think he lost one by submission.
Yep.
And he's probably improved on leaps and bounds since his one loss. He's coming off of a win, and let's see what he does here. He looks a little smaller than his opponent does in Zakius Simmons or Zach Simmons. But let's see what happens. I like his walkout song.
Yeah. He's been able to handle pressure very well and forward pressure in the striking department very well in his previous fights.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Scheduled 3 3-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5'8" tall, weighing in at 144.6 pounds, with a record of 1 win, 0 losses. Fighting out of Boxers Rebellion, Jackson, Mississippi, Zakius Simmons. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. This athlete stands 5'10" tall, weighing in at 145 pounds, with a record of 2 wins, 1 defeat. Fighting out of Memphis, Judo and Jiu-Jitsu, Memphis, Tennessee, Jordan McCall.
Boxers Rebellion, definitely more of a striking gym, kickboxing gym. I would definitely think that Zakius Simmons is going to look to keep it standing just from the gym he's out of. I've known some guys out of that gym, and it's a striking gym.
Round 1. Let's see where these guys take their fight.
Very measured by McCall here. He seems very relaxed. Just trying to touch with that lead hand, win that outside on top foot position, and keep an active lead hand, just like Jared Travis was talking about. And Zakius Simmons looks for a clinch. Good kick by Simmons. Anytime a kick sounds out like that, even if it doesn't land, it sounds good. It sounds good. I'm really surprised he's looking for a ninja choke here. I'm really surprised with Zakius Simmons looking for a takedown.
Yeah.
And
he gets it.
If he wants that ninja choke, he needs to control the head better. Both these guys look very calm on the ground.
Very much so. I mean,
very calm, very relaxed.
It's a lot more of a composed fight than what we've been seeing. We've been seeing people getting taken down. It seems like it's been a not a sloppy
scramble,
takedown, but like a crazy throwdown. But now it's a little bit more composed. These guys are breathing. They're staying a lot more calm and composed for sure.
I would like to see Jordan McCall doing something to sort of get Simmons off balance, try to initiate some sort of offensive cycle.
Yeah. Which now that's going to be tough because his head is jammed up against the cage.
Right. Elbow by Simmons. Another elbow doesn't land, but he's looking for it. McCall throws on a triangle. This could be bad right here. This could be bad.
Oh, he's got an arm. He's got his arm.
That was slick.
He's not in a really great position to continue to extend back to try to get a break. And as far off as he is, I don't know how tight the arm is. He's out of the arm.
Great defense there by Simmons.
Oh, my goodness.
Looking for a reverse triangle here. He's out. He's trying to keep that arm locked up, but it's just a style technique. He's trying to transition to a reverse triangle. It's a tough submission to hit. Especially on a
side of him we really haven't seen. We've
Yeah.
really seen him on the feet, so it's interesting to see. This is a new part of his game that we're seeing right in front of us.
He's doing a good job getting somewhere where he's not taking a lot of damage, but he needs to improve position.
Yeah.
Holding that arm in place. And
you can't work from your back the entire round if you're not getting anywhere.
He's got that one leg in there.
I don't know how much they're going to count. The judges are going to count the submission attempt, but it counts. But
but he's not winning the round.
Yeah,
he's not winning this round right now. Simmons is winning the round. We got 10 seconds left to go, and Simmons has been on top. He got the takedown. McCall's down 10-9 right now.
Yeah, this was a good round for Simmons.
Yeah.
Simmons.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I think that was a good way for Simmons to secure the round. I mean, McCall is obviously most dangerous on the feet.
Yeah.
And he has improved in his grappling area. We just saw, he had a submission attempt that he was trying to pull off, but I think that was probably the best way he could have secured that round.
Yeah.
Because if you try and stand with him, that could have been a hit or miss because, he can land really good shots in there, and next thing you know, the round could swing another way if he landed a really good shot and they saw that and they didn't see your shots that you landed. So I think that was very decisive.
Wrestling is definitely the easiest, most decisive way to win. I was surprised. I've been wrong twice. In the last fight, I said it's not going to decision. Guess what happened? Went to decision.
Yeah.
I said that I thought Simmons was going to try to stand and strike. I was wrong again.
You never know.
I'm 0 for 2 on my last 2 calls. Okay, so take my word with a grain of salt for the rest of the card.
That's at this table.
Right, exactly. Usually I'm pretty good when I'm coaching, but I'm wrong then too sometimes.
You never get it.
And I'm just based off no information other than what Jimmy was out of. But I think McCall needs to do something to get the tide running back into his favor.
Round number 2.
McCall takes the center of the ring, kind of pressing him back, but he's stepping his lead foot inside. Okay, now he's circling it back out. I like his active lead hand.
Oh,
looks like he blocked it, but
yeah, I just heard the sound, and
that scores.
Yep.
That scores, you know. Simmons looks like he's breathing a little harder this round. He looks for another takedown, but McCall's trying.
Mid-air.
Yeah, he's trying to get a hold of his head.
I've never seen someone adapt so quickly in the air and be able to plant their feet back in position. That was
it was good on McCall. Simmons looks like he's doing a good job with pressure. McCall tries to circle out, but Simmons follows him. He's really hanging on McCall's underhook that he's trying. McCall needs to try to pull him back up so he can use that underhook and make that underhook shorter. He's got a really long underhook there, and it looks like he's going to let go of it. Nope. He tries to explode into it.
He needed to use his shoulder a little bit more and follow through.
He's trying to pull Simmons off of his hips, which is a good plan. You know, you don't want him down low on your hips. You need to pull him back up off that takedown so you can clinch. Simmons is doing a good job controlling on the cage. McCall's doing a good job of not letting him do stuff, but he's not doing enough stuff.
Yeah, it's just kind of a stalemate.
Yeah, there's a kid in the corner right there. Y'all see the baby watching the fight?
That's crazy.
Oh, good knee by McCall, but he doesn't circle out off of it. One of the best pieces of coaching advice I ever heard was from Tim Crater, Crazy Tim Crater. He said one of his favorite pieces of coaching advice was stop letting him do stuff and you do stuff. And it seems so simple. Oh, he's on the head here. He's on the head.
Is he going to lock?
Can he finish this guillotine right here?
Guillotine?
He's got the high leg. He's on the neck.
Nice.
And a good indicator it's tight is when they turn over and give their back up. McCall's on his neck. Can Simmons survive? And he does. McCall starts punching. Big shots. McCall's on his back. He's
got a hook in.
He's got one hook in. If I were him, I'd just take the mount here with a quarter guard. But nope, Simmons gives his back up the rest of the way.
He's turning the tide.
He needs to get his center line aligned with Simmons' center line. He's off to the side here. He can, and there it is.
Oh, no way.
He's under the chin. Can he get that hand behind his head and under the chin and finish right here? He's not quite there. Simmons doing a good job pulling that hand down and just not doing enough to not get finished. In my mind, this is enough to win McCall this round.
I'm thinking so.
Because he's so close to finishing, and Simmons holds on to the bell just by holding on to that other arm. Just not letting him finish, locking that submission up. Great job by Simmons not getting finished. To me, it's 1-1 now.
That was a crazy scramble.
Shoot, don't listen to me. I say it's 1-1. Don't listen to me. I'm 0 for 2, okay?
Yeah, I mean, wow. Crazy. He was. It just seemed like he couldn't find himself, and then boom, he was in an advantageous position, and he was this close to finishing the fight.
Yep. Off of a takedown. He had the guillotine off the takedown and then reverse position. That guillotine, was tight because Simmons gave up position to escape it. So he was close. He had the knee high on the back. He had an angle. It looks like he had shot that arm in deep so that he could get on each side of the neck and really attack the carotid artery.
Yeah.
And then Simmons intelligently, I think, gave up to a bad position to not get submitted because I think he might have got submitted if he stayed there.
Yeah. I mean, this is a new Jordan McCall that I'm not used to seeing. It's much more ground game than anything else. I mean,
well, it's because it has to be.
Yeah.
He's fighting a southpaw that's managing distance well and then trying to shoot and make it a wrestling match, and McCall is having to adapt, which is something he needs to deal with before he turns pro. If he's turning pro next,
absolutely.
He needs a tough fight here.
And this is Simmons, and he's only had one fight.
That's crazy. Yeah, he's really heavy on that lead leg. If I'm McCall, I'd chop it. I would work on the outside on a low calf kick.
Third and final round.
Simmons looks a little more tired to me here. And he clips him. And if you notice, McCall's knees gave just a little bit off that hook.
They sure did. Good recovery, though.
McCall needs to keep his hands up in these exchanges.
And dangerous waters right now.
Clearly, Simmons has power.
Third round, nothing else. No other rounds to go. These guys are going to be
pretty much who wins here wins the fight.
Yeah.
In my mind, whoever can win this round wins the fight. To me, Simmons has done the more significant damage so far. Even though McCall is established in the center, he's winning the footwork battle. But Simmons, with clipping him on that last one where McCall's knees buckled, And with Simmons, I'd plot in and try to land that big shot because McCall, his hands are so low.
Oh, here we go. Going to the ground again. Oh, man.
He's got an arm in. He really needs to shift up. And, yeah, he lets go of it. If Simmons can just hang out here, he might win it, honestly. If he can just kind of, you know, I know the crowd and you guys at home don't want him to stall, but if he can kind of just hang out, do a little damage, be really measured, and just keep McCall on his back for the rest of this third round, it could be enough. But McCall going for a Gogo Plata.
Oh, my gosh.
And it looks tight. It looks under the chin. It looks so tight. Oh,
if
man.
If he pulls that off, that would be.
I'm losing my mind. If Simmons taps here, I'm losing my mind. He could go for a double armbar here, too, because McCall's arms are, like, extended. And this might be enough for McCall if he can, you know,
it just might
turn this into something. It could be.
You don't ever see this.
No,
yeah, no.
You really, because it's very simple to defend, honestly.
But Simmons, he's really high on the lever of Simmons' jaw. But Simmons seems to be out here. There's no pressure on the other side of Simmons' carotid artery. And he transitions to an armbar. Could these submission attempts, even if he doesn't get them, could it be enough to win him the round?
That's a possibility.
I think it might.
If I were McCall, I'd uncross my feet.
I was going to say I would uncross the feet, and I would try to,
Use that head side, that cross face leg as a cross face. Flare the knee just a little bit. Try to get some posture because he can't finish from here. He's
got to get out. He's either got to go belly down or he's got to try to pull Simmons over.
Good rule of thumb with arm bars and triangles.
They're just holding each other down.
You really need the knee to be above the ear. You really
that's a good cue. I like that.
Yeah, you need the knee to be above the ear, and his knee is significantly below the ear. So
All right.
Go. There
I don't know.
Go.
That's a hard one to score.
So one thing that I know, we got Brandon Wilkerson in, who's a jiu-jitsu guy, as one of the judges. If I'm him, you know, I'm gonna count some near submission finishes pretty highly. You know, like how close were you to finish the fight? I'm sorry, excuse me. Simmons was on top though, and typically in MMA, even if you're fighting out of submissions and you're on top, you win the round.
Yep.
Again, I don't want to judge this. I don't want to judge this one. I don't. I think this was a great fight, and it could go either way. You know, Simmons. One thing that's going to help Simmons here is even though he was on the top, when he was on the feet, that one punch that wobbled McCall.
Yeah, that was distinct.
Yeah, that was the most distinct strike of the entire fight because when he hit him, McCall's knees buckled. And that lets me know, okay, that did significant damage. So how much is that punch going to play a factor, and how much is he being on top versus McCall working submissions off of his back?
One more time, two below. What do you say? Another fight, battling for the fight of the night. 3 rounds, back and forth. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go to the scorecard once again. The judges call it 29-28 Simmons, 29-28 McCall, and 29-28 your winner by split decision. Out of the blue corner, Zakius Simmons.
I think that's the right call. I'm going to be honest.
I think so.
I think that's the right call. That's how I would have judged it.
He's showing a little damage too on the
Yeah,
face as well.
yeah.
The blood is an aspect.
Yeah.
100%.
I think the punch.
All right, I'm with the winner, Zakius. 3 rounds. We got to go to the judges. Great fighting, great ground and pound, great pressure. The thing is you had to fight off a couple submission attacks. Tell me that last round. Was that Gogo Plata close?
Man, look, McCall got some good grappling for sure. He almost got me twice with the
Almost isn't good enough in here because almost made you win this fight with a 29-20 split decision. Let's talk about that.
Hey, I'm just a dog, man. If you come in here with me, just know you got to go against a dog. That's all.
Well, the dog won the battle today. Congratulations. Way to battle it out. Give you an opportunity to talk to the fight fans who are screaming for you tonight.
I appreciate everybody that came out for me. Also, I want to get the amateur featherweight championship belt, so I want Jamie to set me up for that. I'm 2-0. I heard them talking to my opponent about belts, but I just beat him, so maybe put me in there.
Well, okay, so he's already asking Jamie. We'll talk about that. I know the guy. I'll talk to him. We'll get it taken care of. 45 belt. You want that? Okay, I'll talk to Jamie about it. I know some people. One more time for the winner, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Zakius Simmons.
I think that's fair. You're fighting somebody who's they're talking about fighting for the belt, and you beat them. Why not put your name in that conversation?
100%.
I'm going to be honest. I'm looking at myself in this screen right now. I look old. I don't know.
I'm telling you, this harsh lighting. Okay, I wear.
You don't look old. He doesn't look old.
I wear more makeup when I know I'm going to be under these lights than any other time.
And listen, I already made a phone call. Look how fast it is. It's like AT&T. Reach out and touch someone. Here we go. Just a little taunt. Just a little taunt. You're so close to it right now. You're so close. Here, you can touch it. Too slow. I got $1 for you. I got $1 for you.
So Jamie implying at the end of that fight that the belt could be a possibility going forward. I don't know. Does anybody have that title right now? Do you guys know?
I don't
Darius
think so.
Patterson, maybe?
Possibly.
Darius
Jamie.
Darius Patterson.
Jamie Houston.
He might be pro now, so.
Yeah. Jamie Houston. Jamie.
All right, here we go. We got a grappling match for you. Please bring out Ethan McGee.
So I had to run Jamie down and ask if Darius Patterson is the current champ at that weight. But next we have Ethan McGee coming out 1-1.
Coming off of a finish win.
Now this is going to be a grappling match. Am I correct? Yeah.
Yes.
No gloves on. 6-minute round. I'm not going to pretend to know what the criteria is and who's judging.
I would. Part of me wants to think it's going to be somewhat similar to Summit Grappling, but then 6 minutes and only one round.
I love longer rounds. I really do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Give me a 10-minute round over a 3-minute round for grappling any day.
Yeah, not me when I'm competing.
And his opponent, Austin Claiborne.
Austin Claiborne making his way.
I'm a slow starter. I need the first 3 minutes to get.
I'm usually tired after 3, so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a heavyweight, like I'm good rolling. I can roll for an hour, but competing's different.
Competing is different. Absolutely.
Different. I actually ref Jason Aldridge's jiu-jitsu match against Jonathan Jackson for SCFC.
That's awesome.
And that's something me and Jason were talking about. Jason gassed, our referee tonight, he gassed. And he was like, man, these lights. And I was like, I know.
It's a thing. It is.
When you haven't been under them in a long time, the lights make a big, big, big difference. So, a jiu-jitsu match here. I look forward. I really enjoy high-level grappling. Is it something I watch?
All right, we got the one and only grappling match tonight. 6-minute submission only. Ladies and gentlemen, now the blue corner standing 5'7" tall, weighing at 132 pounds, white belt from Tupelo, Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Tupelo, Mississippi, Ethan McGee. And his opponent out the red corner, 5'8" tall, 155-pound blue belt. Fighting out of Relentless Jiu-Jitsu, Hoboken, Georgia, Austin Claiborne.
So it's a white belt versus a blue belt in a submission-only match.
Yes.
So if you don't know what that means if there's not a submission, it'll be a draw at the end. The only way to win is to hunt and look for the submission. So I look for both these guys to be really looking for the sub here. Blue belt versus white belt. All right, here we go. Jason Aldridge to the center.
One and only round, 6 minutes.
Starts him up. They're tying up here. Each have a single collar tie. We're seeing Austin Caldwell win that inside position.
Recovery there.
McGee has a really long underhook. I don't like long underhooks.
I don't either.
And they're usually more of a liability than an asset, but Ethan McGee gets the takedown there.
Impressive.
We've got...
He's way too comfortable with his arms kind of out extended, to your point.
Yeah, we got Austin Claiborne working kind of a low knee shield from half guard. I know a lot of people don't like the low knee shield and half guard. I play a lot of low knee shield and half guard, I'm not going to lie. It allows me to kind of be in a little more relaxed state than the high knee shield. Oh, and he reaps the knee there.
That's the leg.
He's on a leg. Oh, and that's it.
Fast finish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had it. He had it.
That was so quick.
Yeah.
Yep, those usually are.
He reaped across the knee there and caught that leg lock, man. Excellent job.
It was over before I even could see it.
Excellent job by Austin Claiborne.
That was a lengthy,
Some
quick
people
finish. We're going to need a
would-
replay of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people might frown upon heel hooking white belts. I personally am fine with it.
There is rules in place in the competition for a reason. If the rules do not state that there's anything wrong with it, then there's nothing wrong with it. I heel hook white belts every day.
I heel hook in the gis.
I do too.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got a winner. Your winner, minute 28 seconds by submission, Austin Claiborne.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're allowed to leg lock, and the rules
Grappling
set,
match is
nothing
done,
wrong
ladies
with
and gentlemen. We got our last intermission. It's only 5 minutes. I'm going to put 5 on the clock, call you back here. Stand up, stretch your legs, hit the bathroom. We got some pro fights for you coming up, ladies and gentlemen, in 5 minutes.
So 5 minutes on the clock, and they transition the cameras. I'm trying to get my hat on.
It's a good angle going.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, great match there. Austin Claiborne. I'd like to see a replay of that. I don't know if they
That
got
was
that
so
queued up
quick.
or not.
I didn't even get to see it.
It
Like,
was
it's
quick.
so quick.
And I wasn't really watching his hand position. If it was a heel hook, it looked like the
I
leg
think
was
it was. I'm pretty sure it was.
I had to
They
pay
come
attention
on
to the
fast.
screen. I couldn't see up over the cage.
Here's the thing, though.
I don't- I
He's
think
talking
it's
about
fair.
heel hooking. He's training at Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu Academy. I know Cody 100%. They're doing leg locks.
Oh yeah.
He's not new to leg locks. He's seen them before. You know, he just got
It's
caught.
different though, right? Yeah, in competition, like
Yeah.
for us, our affiliation is big on exposing white belts to leg locks, understanding how they work, so that you're not just caught
Right.
completely off guard.
You don't go to purple belt and you're rolling with these killers at purple belt that know
Exactly.
leg locks and they're killing you.
And see, that happened to me because I came from a really old school Gracie professor until right before I got my purple, and so I got my purple, and everybody started heel hooking me, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
So I had to play catch up a little bit.
So I did Sambo. So I trained with John
Heck yeah.
Dixon down on the coast before anybody was doing leg locks. I was doing leg locks with John Dixon. John Dixon, if those of you guys that don't know, this guy is a legend in the MMA world. He fought Dan Severn, Jeremy Horn.
Yeah.
He
old
fought
school.
NHB back in the 90s. He had like almost 100 Muay Thai fights, almost 100 MMA fights. He fought in Russia, fought Fedors. The dude's been around forever, and he's one of the main reasons why I am the fighter and the coach that I am today, because he saw something in me for whatever reason as an amateur, and he took me under his wing, and I would go down to the coast because there was nobody down here. And I would go down to the coast, and I'd work Muay Thai with him, and I'd work Sambo with him, and I was exposed to leg locks really, really early. So when Jiu-Jitsu started adapting to it, I was somewhat ready, but as it adapted, everybody was getting so good so fast, and I wasn't training with them. I had to play catch up.
Yep.
You know, I had to play catch up because now all of a sudden everybody's doing them, and they're doing them at a really high level. And while I had an understanding of them, I wasn't doing them at that level.
Yeah.
So, you know, the modern era of jiu-jitsu, if you're not doing leg locks, I don't know how you can be competitive in
It's a huge. Yeah, I agree. Nogi in large part is
grappling.
just grappling. Yeah. And so MMA is totally different because stuff like Ashigurami, where you're entangling with the legs in MMA, the other person can just posture up, punch you in the mouth, and leg locks aren't as much of a factor in MMA as there are in no jiu-jitsu.
You don't really see
so
them.
you don't see them as much, and the problem with that is, to your point, if you don't get the correct position, you're getting hit, right? And even here's the problem: the reality is that getting there is a little bit more difficult when both people can punch.
Right. 100%.
So I mean, you see it, right? Like Ryan Hall, BJ Penn,
Absolutely.
super fast fight,
Absolutely.
but
They
it
have
works so many times.
But most of your leg lock transitions in no-gi jiu-jitsu happen from an open guard position.
Yes,
when
exactly.
People are trying to
And you
pass.
can't do that
Well,
in MMA.
that position doesn't happen in MMA. That's one of the biggest differences. I would say the number one difference between jiu-jitsu and MMA when it comes to grappling is the importance and the emphasis on guard passing and guard retention.
Yeah.
Because if I'm in a no-gi jiu-jitsu match, I may pull guard and I may just sit down and let you pass, and that's my leg lock entry right there.
Yep.
Whereas in MMA, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to punch in the dome.
It's frowned upon.
Right. Well, it's stupid. It's not
I
even
was gonna
frowned
say, it's
upon.
not even frowned upon. It's just not a good. It's not a good
You can
strategy.
do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
You
Sure.
can do anything one
Did you
time.
see the Bryce Mitchell Chrome Gracie fight?
I didn't know. He pulled guard on Bryce Mitchell, and well, that's not the person who pulled guard.
No, it's not.
No, he pulled guard and he got put out.
Yeah, that's not the person. I mean, Bryce Mitchell is also a phenomenal jiu-jitsu person. But you don't want to pull guard in an MMA fight. A lot of the entanglements happen from like a seated open guard versus a standing opponent. That's where most of your entries happen. I mean, you can enter from escaping mount. You can enter from, but a lot of these entries put you in Ashigarami position where the other person can stand up and rain punches down onto you. And you have the frame of the inside leg. And I know we're talking above, like some of the people at home don't do jiu-jitsu, but it's just a totally different game. When you take striking out of the equation, you're talking about a totally different grappling game.
Absolutely.
Especially in the aspect of the guard.
Yep.
If I'm in a jiu-jitsu match and I spend the entire round in your guard, you're able to attack me over and over and over again.
Right. But we've seen today, we typically see closed guard in MMA because that is the controlling position. You can lock somebody down and negate those strikes. Open guard, you don't see that in MMA because people get stomped.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be really careful, and the scoring of MMA versus jiu-jitsu is different too.
Yep.
So for jiu-jitsu, I get points for guard passing. I get points for the position. I'm sorry.
You get points for back takes, right?
Right, points for the back take, points for the mount. Whereas if I stall inside your guard for the entire round, I score 0 points. You know, in the sport of MMA, if I take you down or we in a scramble end up I'm on top of you and I'm in your guard for the entire 3 to 5 minute round, pro or amateur, whoever was on top won the fight. Well, that's not true in jiu-jitsu. So you're seeing a point difference between jiu-jitsu and MMA where being on top in guard in MMA is a dominant position because I can punch. In a sport where I can't punch, it's not considered a dominant position.
Right.
Because inside guard in jiu-jitsu, I can submit you and you can't do anything really to me other than fall back for a leg lock. And so the only real entry for leg locks in MMA, other than the Imanari roll that Ryan Hall does, which I wouldn't necessarily say was a good idea for most people, is from...
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Time is up. Unofficials back to the cage. We're going to start in 60 seconds.
Is if I'm inside your guard and I fall back for the leg lock. Well, why would I do that when I'm winning the round inside your guard? Just sitting on top of you.
It's much more an opportunistic thing in MMA, I would say.
Right.
There's other places you could find them, but it just doesn't happen the same way.
So if you're down in the fight, you were rocked early, and you know it's the third round, and you got a minute left, and you're inside their guard, maybe falling back for a leg lock in that situation is a good idea because, hey, you're down the first 2 rounds.
Right.
Outside of that very specific scenario and assuming you're a good leg locker, there's really just not much reason to do it.
Yep.
So leg locking in no-gi jiu-jitsu, I would say, way more important than in MMA.
Yeah.
You see it. You see it, but
how effective it is.
Yeah.
It
is.
Tears people's knees apart.
Yeah.
And legs apart.
In no-gi jiu-jitsu, it's a must-have.
Yep.
If you don't have a good understanding of leg locks in no-gi jiu-jitsu, you're not going to be competitive at any sort of high-level sport. And you do this some at grappling. You've seen this. How many leg lock finishes are you seeing? I'm sure a lot.
I would say 60 to 70%
Ladies and
easily.
gentlemen, we're going to make this official for the Athletic Commission. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. It has been amazing. Welcome to Summer Fighting Championship 50, SFC 50, right here, Tupelo, Mississippi. I've been your host, Nathan Kirby. This has been an amazing event sanctioned by the Mississippi State Athletic Commission and Deputy Commissioner Leanne Matthews. Our judges tonight have been Jimbo Surratt, Jordan Wilkie, and Brandon Wilkerson. Timekeepers Jacob Parrish, EMS provided by Pafford Ambulance Service, and the ringside attendant is Reed Knight. Referee tonight was Jason Aldridge. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the pro events. This is a co-main event of the evening. I want a big shout out to our sponsor Mitchell Distributing. Thank you for taking care of our guests and our fans tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, concessions half price. And the beer is half price. Oh, let's go. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to the cage for the co-main event, Thomas Clingan.
All right, co-main event.
Thomas Clingan versus Casper Caldwell. I think Thomas Clingan is coming in here trying to make a statement. I would definitely, I don't think I'm going out on a limb saying that I feel like he's the underdog in the fight.
I would agree with that just because of Casper's experience.
Right. Thomas, I'm sure a very tough guy, but I think most people are looking for Casper to come out and look good, but Thomas looks very strong. He looks ready. He's walking out and he's got a lot of experience.
So you definitely can't sleep on this guy. I'm sure he's got a lot of power. You know, Casper being a little bit more of a technical, striker. If I'm Thomas in this fight, I'd either try to put him on his back or I'd try to make it as much of a dog fight as I possibly could. I would not want to stand in kick range with Casper. I would want to try to either push him against the cage, turn it into a dirty boxing, clinch heavy, but Casper's good in the clinch too. So as Thomas, I'm going to try to turn it into a dog fight. I'm going to try to put Casper on his back.
I'm curious the strength difference there's going to be from he was at heavyweight for the longest time, and now he's down to light heavyweight. I wonder if, how is his speed going to differ? How is his strength going to differ? I mean,
Casper was as someone who's trained with Casper and worked with Casper and seen Casper fight. Let's look, Nathan Kirby.
Let's welcome his opponent, Kasper Caldwell.
Casper was never known as a strength heavyweight. He was a speed technique heavyweight.
Yep.
He had really, really good technical Muay Thai, really good technical striking, very fast with his kicks. Not known as a heavy, like really strong in the clinch, grappler. He was known for on the outside, beating people up, out striking them. He's good in the pocket. I think that his grappling is also really good. He's got good jiu-jitsu. I think this is going to be a good fight, but it's one of those things where you just don't know what's going to happen. I got Ontario glad to hear dapping me up, so I had to step away for a second. But
highly anticipated bout. He sold about 8 tables. So we've got a lot of people here seeing him for his return to the cage.
Casper's been in it for a long time, man. I look back when Casper started. It's been like
Here we go,
years.
fight fans, super low. This is the co-main event of the evening. Scheduled 3 5-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 6 foot 1 inch tall, weighing at 208 pounds. Fighting out of Gravitas MMA, Conway, Arkansas. Thomas the Train Clingan.
I just got to say I love that nickname.
Both good nicknames here.
And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 foot 1 inch tall, weighing at 205 pounds. He's making his professional MMA debut, fighting out of Tupelo Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Tupelo, Mississippi. Old Dirty Kasper Caldwell.
Old Dirty.
Old Dirty
versus Thomas the Train. I love that nickname, Thomas the Train.
Coming to collide.
I love watching Casper fight. It's always entertaining.
In a while, let's see what he
They
has
touch it
been
up.
to.
Thomas the Train standing in the southpaw stance.
Oh, axe kick.
Yeah, and Thomas doing what
Right
I
out
thought
the
he would
gate.
do. Try to smash into the cage, but Casper doing a good job with head control.
Ooh,
Elbows.
elbows.
Yeah, this is
Overwhelming.
over. This isn't gonna last long. I just don't see this lasting a really long
I was
time.
gonna say, and at this weight class,
Oh,
it typically doesn't.
But Thomas the Train getting to mount early, and Casper trying to get out of mount. He's in a tough position here, and he
Whoa.
reverses. Wow.
Well, oh, is he going to pull off a submission? What is he trying to do?
Kimura? No? Okay. Maybe looking for a back take here is Caldwell. Or just punish the body. I like it.
He just lets him up. He says, get up. Get up. Thomas back on his feet.
That's so disheartening. You work hard to get a takedown, and then that happens.
Oh,
he's
that's
out.
it. That's it.
One and done.
I had a feeling this wasn't
Gets
coming
it
out of the
done in
first round.
One.
I had a feeling this wasn't coming out of the first round, and it didn't. Casper trying to, I think, iterate that it was a legal strike. I think Casper wanted a little bit more of a fight than that, but
Yeah. I mean,
you
he'd
know.
been gone for so long
yeah.
out of this cage, and now he comes back, and it's done in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, a little over a minute, minute and 7 seconds
I mean,
according to our
years,
timer.
years since he's been in this cage,
Yeah.
and he comes back for 2 minutes.
Casper is
Barely,
is-
not even 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think letting him back up in that exchange was the right call. I think he knew
Yeah.
he could get it done on the feet. And like Jared Travis was saying in the fight earlier tonight, where
when I know I can beat you somewhere, why not stay there?
Yeah.
I know that I've got you outclassed in the striking. I know on that
kind of a theme
outside,
tonight too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we've seen that situation where someone loses, where they were doing good, and then they go down, but then they're like, okay, what am I doing down here? And he just got back up and finished it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been a lesson tonight.
Yeah. And that's a lesson that you learn at the amateur level before you go pro.
Yeah.
Where, you know, as a pro now,
I'm curious about his post-fight speech, where he's going with this, where he's going with his career.
you never know.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The co-main event comes to a close. 1 minute, 11 seconds of the first round. Declaring your winner, making his pro debut, 1-0 now by knockout. Oh, dirty, Kasper Caldwell.
Good showing by Casper. Good showing by Casper.
Get your team in there. I thought he wanted to take a picture with me.
Got Cody Floyd and Ben Parrish in the corner, man. You can't ask for a better corner than that.
Okay, now I get you. Pro debut victory. How's that feel?
I feel like I didn't get to fight.
You did. But it leaves more time for you to train. You're unscathed. You're able to come back. You're able to do this again. You got a lot of people here. Let's just start with the people that came here supporting you right now.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to everybody who made the drive, who came in, who took off work, who flew in. Like, really, it means a lot. Thank y'all.
If it wasn't for family and friends to support a career like that, it's hard to keep going. What does it mean to you to have such a mob to be able to support you in this?
Oh, it feels great. It feels really great.
He said thank you. Whoever flew in, thank you. I just want to take through. Listen, I know you didn't mean to, but it was like the first axe kick I've seen in SFC. Accidental. I think you went for a push kick, and his head went down, and you kicked him. It was great. I love the axe kick. By the way, that was beautiful. You were able to turn the takedown and hit a lateral, got Mount on top of you, but it lasted 2 seconds on top, and then you rocked him. Cool thing is, in your pro debut, instead of being so overzealous, you let the man up to fight a little longer and just kept your wits with you. It just shows you the athlete and the cage awareness that you have. Last thing I want to be able to give you the chance to is you already gave your shout-outs. What do you have coming up? What's the plans for Old Dirty?
Nothing.
No plans. He's got no plans, fans. Nothing.
What you can do is if you know anyone looking for a home, manufacturer mobile home, 1583 US 45 South Tillow, Mississippi. Come by, ask for Casper. You send me business, I'll write you a $1,000 check.
Pimping right here in the cage, baby. That's how it's done. Old Dirty Fight Fans FSC 50, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, 1 minute 11 seconds by knockout, Kasper Caldwell.
Casper trying to sell them homes, baby. Go see him if you need a mobile home, baby.
What an exit.
Manufactured home.
I think that's, you know.
That's how he makes his living, dog.
Businessman. He's a businessman.
He's a businessman. Let
He
him
said, "What's next?" He said, "Nothing in the cage, but business."
come see me for a mobile home,
Come see
baby.
me about some business.
Come see me for a mobile home. That's how I'm making my living. So, you know, why not? And that's the thing that I even teach this to my guys. Not everybody's gonna go to the UFC. Okay?
No.
Use fighting. If you want to be a fighter, use it as a platform to build your social media and build your presence so that you can do other things. So you can exit and do other things. Because people love to watch fights. You have eyes on you. Use that marketing opportunity to do it for other things. If you want to be a fighter and you know you're not going to the UFC, okay, start a brand. Use it to
Don't forget to grab it while you can. All the concession and all the beer half price. I'll give you a minute, and we got to call out the main event.
Why do you think the Paul brothers are boxing? Because people like watching people punch each other in the mouth. They're marketers. Yeah. They know how to use fighting to build their brand. That's what Casper did.
He gets a lot of eyes.
You know?
He gets a lot of eyes.
The crowd was so loud I couldn't hear all the details. I'd shout them out again, you know, if I heard all the details. Yeah. But y'all hit up Kasper Caldwell on social media. If you need a mobile home, you know, he that's what he does. So, you know, shout out to him. You know, not everybody's trying to be the best in the world. Sometimes they're just using it to you know, they love to fight. Hey, why not use that platform that you have in this moment to boost your other businesses? I did it. That's what I did. You know, that's what I did.
I mean, you see people bring out the banners. It's a chance to showcase the community around them and also what else they got going on in their lives.
Absolutely.
There's other stuff out of the cage. They're not just a fighter.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd back there.
Advertise for things to happen at my work. I don't want things to be set on fire for people to get hurt.
You
but
want me to come up to where you live and set something on fire for you?
not where I live.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to if you needed me to. If you need me to go up there and do a little power,
My runner's insurance policy. No, I'm just kidding.
little arson, little arson. Next up, guys, we have the main event in Elijah Brantley versus Nick Delahoussaye.
This is going to be a good one.
Anticipated rematch.
Yeah,
between the two.
They're totally different fighters than they were when they fought before. Can Elijah Brantley do what he did in the first fight, or is Nick Delahoussaye going to be able to either keep it standing, or once it hits the ground, is he going to be able to find something to finish the fight? What do you guys think?
I think it could go either way. I do think Nick's coming off a loss, if I'm not mistaken.
He's coming off of the
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the main event of the evening. Please welcome the first fighter to the cage, Elijah Brantley.
I've seen Elijah Brantley fight several times. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, different fighters it affects differently, but we've seen Nick come off a loss and just get better from it.
Yeah.
So if that happens again today, I'm interested to see.
One thing, though, at SFC 49, when I watched Nick fight, it just seemed the other guy had a little bit more ring experience. He was a little bit more comfortable than Nick was.
Yeah.
His timing was just a little bit better.
Fight.
Yeah, and you could see that. Whereas Elijah Brantley has a lot of amateur experience, but this is his pro debut. I like the cowboy hat. Coming out of Cobra Jiu-Jitsu, you know he's going to be ready.
Oh, yeah.
Cobra Jiu-Jitsu, everybody they put on the card, they're always in shape. They always are well-rounded. They have phenomenal striking. They have phenomenal jiu-jitsu. Don't let the name Cobra Jiu-Jitsu take away from, we look at guys like John Morrison who are more known for their kickboxing.
Yeah.
He's dapping him up right now before he gets in the cage. Cobra Jiu-Jitsu is a really well-rounded school. It's a really strong school, and Elijah Brantley, incredible grappler, incredible
wrestling
background, and coming in, I don't think Nick can sleep on Elijah anywhere. Elijah has good reach. He's very strong. This is the fight. While Nick has the pro experience, Elijah has a lot more amateur experience.
Yep.
I don't know how I'm going to call this one. I love Nick Delahoussaye. I love Elijah Brantley. I know Nick on a little bit more of a personal level. I've trained with Nick once at a seminar. We rolled together. I've never actually trained with Elijah, but I know I've seen both these guys fight multiple times, and they're both extremely tough. I don't know how to call this one.
I don't either, honestly, but it's going to be a good one, that's for sure.
Ejah won a unanimous decision.
And welcome, Nick Delahoussaye.
Elijah, the first time they fought, won a unanimous decision. But that's been, I don't know how many years ago, but that's a long time ago. A lot can happen in several years leading up to a fight. And I've seen Nick adapt and improve.
He's very adaptable. In a lot of situations, even when he's in trouble, he can adapt really well.
Yeah, he adapts really, really well. So I think Elijah's a little bit bigger. I think he could be a little bit stronger. I know that Nick is very slick.
Yeah, I think a big aspect of this fight is, okay, these guys both have really great grappling. Their stand-up is pretty decent. But I would say that if it gets to the ground, we could be seeing some crazy exchanges because, Nick's got great jiu-jitsu, and then you got the wrestling background. It's a clash of jiu-jitsu and wrestling in a sense. And I'm wondering how that's going to go if it goes to the ground.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, but you got to think. Elijah's training in Cobra Jiu-Jitsu with multiple high-level black belts every single day.
Yep.
He's got multiple. I think there's 10 black belts in that school, and you look at the corner with Nick's walking out. He's got Danny Barlow and Tyler Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tupelo, put your hands together. This is the main event of the evening. This fight is scheduled 3 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This athlete stands 5'11" tall. He rated at 145 pounds with a record of 0 wins, 1 loss. Fighting out of Cobra, BJJ, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Elijah Merciless Brantley. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'11" tall. He weighed in at 148.9 pounds with a record of 2 wins, 3 losses, fighting out of ATT D'Iberville, Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Pretty boy, Nick Delahoussaye.
Nick Delahoussaye fighting out of Ocean Springs, D'Iberville, ATT. That's where Alan Belcher and Tyler Hill and Brandon Davis and Chase Sherman all train. I didn't realize that he had made a switch there.
He's made an adjustment. He's made a little bit.
I didn't
of
either. Yeah.
A lot of
He mentioned that
killers
yesterday.
at that gym.
He's
Yes.
trying to recalculate everything. And
Very,
come back from
a
these
lot of
losses.
really phenomenal strikers, UFC level guys. You know, you just had Alan Belcher fight for the Karate Combat Heavyweight Championship, which he lost. You know, Chase Sherman, Brandon Davis, Tyler Hill, a lot of phenomenal guys. Good exchange here. Nick's taking the center of the cage. Elijah in the southpaw stance. They both look very comfortable. Nick pressing him into the cage. Elijah looking for that big left hand. Good teep kick. One thing you're going to notice with the pros, like we talked about earlier in the night, is they're going to be a little more measured. They're going to be a good low kick by Nick Delahoussaye there to the inside.
Very
thigh.
calculated.
You know, they're going to be in there for 15 minutes potentially.
I was going to say that extra minute, that
2
extra couple minutes
yeah.
for each round that's significant.
Nick seems to be dominating the foot positioning,
Yes.
the cage positioning at
I'd
this
love
moment.
to see it, honestly.
He's chopping the leg too a little bit. He's chopping that right leg of Brantley.
He's pressing Brantley to the edge of the cage. Brantley trying to get his lead hand working.
Doing a good job keeping the outside foot position too, especially with Brantley being a southpaw.
Yeah. Nick looking for the high kick. It's very fast. Tried to time Elijah stepping toward that high kick. You're going to see a lot of grip exchanges on the lead hand because both want the outside position with the lead hand.
Yep.
They both want that outside position. Nick kind of in and out with his feet. Now Elijah trying to press Nick to the outside, and he's doing it. So Elijah's done a good job of kind of circling him out, and then Nick reestablishes the center. This is more of a chess match. When you're watching pros striking, it's more of a chess match. Who's owning the inside of the cage? How are we setting these big shots up?
They're analyzing data, and they're figuring out where they need to be at what time.
Right. So a lot of these shots they're throwing, they're really what we call probes in striking. It's not so much that I'm trying to do a lot with the strike. What I'm doing is I'm gathering data. So I'm keeping my jab working. I'm using these low kicks, this lead low kick, this kick to the inside of the thigh. How is he reacting so that I can plan what I'm going to do later in the fight? What am I going to throw later? What is he consistently doing to defend things? And how can I trap him later in the first round, the second, and the third round?
Figuring out what's going to be that opening, what's going to be that defining strike.
Ooh,
or
big
takedown.
sweep of the leg by Nick Delahoussaye there.
Nicely done.
I'm surprised to not see Elijah Brantley try to shoot here.
He mentioned yesterday that he said he relied heavily on his wrestling in his previous fight, and he told me that he was wanting to showcase being a full developed fighter, but it might help him to wrestle more if he can land some takedowns. That's gonna change the trajectory of a round.
Yeah,
if he can land
absolutely.
and get top position.
Especially right now where nobody's really done anything of major significance.
Yeah.
They've landed some low kicks. There's been some short shots landed, some small shots landed.
Nothing big.
If you notice, Elijah's kind of winding his shots up a little bit more, trying to step in, and
yeah.
it's a little wider with the shot. Whereas Nick's trying to set up the low kick.
He's chopping the legs.
Little quicker combinations. From a technical standpoint, I think Nick's the more technical striker so far. Elijah's a little heavy on that lead leg, like wrestlers tend to be, but he's not shooting. He's just absorbing low kicks from it. There it is again.
He's chopping that leg.
And now Elijah tries to tie him up, but Nick circles out.
Again.
There's the low kick again. Those low kicks are going to tax Elijah Brantley's lead
over the
leg.
course of the fight, they're gonna cause him to switch.
Even over the course of the round. I mean, these low kicks hurt.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it affects your ability to drive, to plant at all.
You can't shoot as well. You can't throw as big of punches. Elijah looks comfortable. He looks good in there, but I'd like to see him try to make this more his fight. He's a little reactive, and now he's starting to drop his hands on the low kick. Now Nick may try to go high. Nick's striking looks good.
He's staying on the outside, chopping that leg and jabbing, staying out of danger with him.
Yeah,
His footwork looks good, too. He's clearly worked on it.
This is a good fight for both these guys. Good low kick again, and Elijah Brantley's starting to kind of favor the leg just a little, and we're still in the first round. So into the first round, I've got it 10-9 Delahoussaye.
I would, too. That wasn't a super, super exciting round, but he did get that sweep off. He had some cage control.
He was landing good low kicks. His combinations are quick and short and to the point, and then he exits, which is what he wants to do here. Elijah's got a lot of power.
Yeah.
He's very strong. Nick knows he doesn't necessarily want to get taken down here. So what he's looking to do is just keep everything very clean and just keep getting his combinations off. We've got 10 more minutes for him to kind of open up and wear this leg down. And as he wears the leg down and he overloads Brantley with data, he can unload more as the fight goes on.
Yeah,
for sure.
This is the round where Elijah's corner is going to have to adapt to what's been going on. Now, are we going to see a takedown, or are we going to see more effective striking, like we saw with the Morrison fight? And Morrison struggled in that first round, but then he came back and had the cardio and was able to push through and win the fight. So let's see if Elijah can pull off a sort of comeback.
Neither fighter sitting down and neither fighter looking gassed here. Elijah looks extremely composed. He looks extremely calm. He's been here before. Nick Delahoussaye, the same thing. He's listening to his corner. He's not sitting down. Let's see what this second round holds. Are they going to open up a little bit more? I think they will. If I'm Brantley, I'm going to punch into a level change. I'm going to try to look for a leg, and I'm going to try to get Delahoussaye to the ground and try to out-wrestle him for the next 2 rounds. That's what I'm doing if I'm him. You see how more active Brantley's lead hand is starting to become? He's trying to give Delahoussaye a little bit more data. Still winding up big on those shots, leaving his head open. Yeah. But if they land, they're going to land hard.
Yeah.
Delahoussaye really doing a good job of the footwork, like you said.
You hear the corner
nice.
of Delahoussaye saying kick, kick. That's what was working for him in that first round.
Well, you've got Brantley charging at him in a round kick. When somebody's charging at you, can be
bad idea.
Yeah, it can be a bad idea. And now Brantley, you see, he's trying to make it into a wrestling match. He's trying to take Delahoussaye down, which is what he needs to do. I think his coach probably told him, hey, now we need to put him on his back. Let's win a round. Let's win this second round. You got 3 rounds. You've got to win 2 of the rounds. Brantley's down. He knows he's down. His coach knows he's down. So he wants to wrestle. Ooh, clean elbow. I couldn't tell if it landed from where I'm at. Ooh, good
just
shot.
teeing off on each other.
Good shots by Delahoussaye there.
Backing up into the corner.
Good head movement.
That's a bad spot to be.
Delahoussaye looks like he's hunting a finish here.
Yeah, he's hunting for it. That is a bad spot to be against that cage.
Delahoussaye winning the clinch now. He's got Brantley's back against the cage. Delahoussaye's corner saying put him on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to.
Brantley's about to look for an elbow. Yep, there it was. Nope. But Delahoussaye ends up on his back, not where he wanted to be with that takedown attempt. Brantley's going to be a problem when he's on top of you.
It can be a problem from his back when he gets.
I was going to say,
right
close guard is probably the best option he has to mitigate some of this, but I wouldn't be hanging out here if I'm.
You can't win a fight from there unless you get a submission. I mean, he's going to lose on the scorecards if he hangs out here for the rest of the round, and he can't get a submission off. So he either needs to get back to his feet, or he needs to be hunting a sweeper or submission, and he needs to be active. He needs to be actively looking for an angle, actively looking for an off-balancing, actively looking to get up. The thing about closed guard is when your legs are attached in closed guard, you're not moving. Looking for a scissor sweep, it doesn't go anywhere.
And again, this is not a good spot. His head is wedged up against the cage here. cutting an angle now is Delahoussaye.
Oh.
That was probably a smart play. He needs to try to.
When Brantley's arm went across the center line, I would have liked to see Nick try to kind of scramble into the back,
bad
but
shots to take.
This is where Brantley wants the
his
fight
head
to
is
be.
propped up on the cage, just propped up for him. That's not a good spot.
You can't move. You don't have anywhere to hip escape to. This is not where Delahoussaye wants to be at all in this fight. Definitely a faster paced second round.
Yeah.
I think they both felt some urgency, honestly, and I'd be surprised if the third wasn't even more so, especially if Brantley wins this round and they're 1-1 at the end of it.
It's definitely the way that it's looking, and Brantley's winning this round so far a little bit more decisively. While it was on the feet, Delahoussaye was doing a good job unloading shots. He was winning the exchanges, but the last minute to 30 seconds of the round is the last thing the judges see.
Yep.
He's over the neck. He's looking for a triangle. Can he finish it?
Oh, it's
Very
hard to see
slick
from here, but
jiu-jitsu. He needs to get to an
trying
angle.
To lock it in.
He needs to get to an angle. Can he finish it from right here?
He's got a minute left.
It's a lot of time, but it's also a lot of time
He's
to
pulling
work.
down on the head. Brantley's got a lot of high-level jiu-jitsu people that he's working with, but he's hanging out here. And if he can't finish it, is it going to be enough to secure the round? And I don't know.
It's hard to tell from this side.
He needs to work his body and his head over to his right side to cut an angle here.
Yeah,
get his head out of the cage.
Looks like he's
trying to hook the leg, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to hook the leg, cut the angle, and finish the triangle here. And Elijah Brantley, and that might be it. I think Brantley's asleep. He's out.
Oh, my God.
He is out. And like you said, Delahoussaye very slick off of his back.
God.
Great
Nicely
jiu-jitsu. And we saw it pay off there. Incredible, incredible triangle off of his back to put.
I'm telling you guys, he can lock a damn good triangle.
Yeah.
He took some punishment before that, too. That was impressive comeback.
He does it again and again and again. The Chris Vaughn fight took some damage, got dropped, locks the dude up in a triangle like it's nothing.
Yeah. He's got
one of the best parts of his game.
Yeah, he's got a really slick guard game from his back. He's got really good jiu-jitsu. And, you
Here we go, fight fans, ladies and gentlemen. This was the main event. Here we go, 4 minutes, 40 seconds of the second round. We've got a winner by tap out to a triangle choke. Pretty boy, Nick Delahoussaye.
Big improvement.
Will you guys do a picture later? Nick, I don't want to take much of your time. Fans are leaving. I want you to give a shout before they go. Fantastic first round. Holy crap, those leg kicks were amazing. Congratulations. He caught you a couple times with those strikes, but man, it just wasn't enough for you. Great submission on the ground. Let me walk you through it and talk to people while they're still here, Nick.
Before you leave, thank you everybody that came out, whether you're for me or against me. I appreciate the love. The composure I showed in the first and even the second round. I want to give all my thanks to Tyler Hill in my corner over here. There he is. He's preached this to me since I met him. Well, since I re-met him, I guess.
Well, I just want to say your timing on the leg kicks, especially from a southpaw, brilliant, beautiful. Hearing him, you need to record him and then have him play it when you wake up in the morning, go to bed at night, and all your training. Fantastic coaching from that side, listening to him. He knew exactly what to say. And it was a beautiful leg kicks, 4 or 5 of them. He was injured. He was so slowing down. He was pushing you back against the cage in the first round, and he completely stopped after those. Fantastic strategy.
Yeah, I appreciate it. One more thing. I want to say that everybody that I've met since I've moved to Ocean Springs, my American Top Team family, they've never given up on me. In the short amount of time I've known them, I've never known love like I have from them in the month and a half I've been there. Of course, my dad has been here with me through all my highs, all my lows, especially on my lows, but there's moments like this where it's all worth it in the end. And anybody who has doubted me or has put me lower because of any past performances, it's just a big to everybody.
We are who we are because of the people around us. That's what it is. They build you up and lift you up. You can rise to the highest mountains, baby. You did a great job tonight. Last chance before we go out of here, Nick. Anything you want to say?
I'm honored to fight for SFC 50. 'cause I've been here for most of my amateur career, and even a couple of my pro fights now. So big thank you to Jamie.
Awesome. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, making his record 3-3 now, pro record now. He's coming up, Nick Delahoussaye, Tupelo, Mississippi. SFC 50 has been amazing. We couldn't have done this without you. Jamie and Ginger, you guys are amazing. Thank you for everything you do for us, for the fans, the fight fans around this area. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. Drive safe and good night.
What a great performance by Nick. Coming off that last loss, he stayed super composed off of his back. You know, he gave a big shout out to Tyler Hill. Tyler Hill, you know, been in the game a really long time. You know, out of American Top Team now down there on the coast. A lot of the high level guys from up here have moved down there to just go to the next level. You got to be around guys that have been at that next level, that know how to coach at that next level and know how to coach you for what you need. What a great improvement by Delahoussaye, man. He did incredible. What a great time, man. What an incredible card, man. I'm
blown away.
I can't gush over the card enough. It's one of the best fight cards I've ever seen.
Yep, and we had one MMA fight with no finish. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. And I even said I thought that Elijah Brantley and Nick Delahoussaye may go to a decision. Again, 0 for 3. I was wrong all night. That's okay.
That's a great main event, great card.
Yeah.
50, and here's the 50 more.
Yeah, absolutely. 50 shows. Here's the 50 more. I want to thank every single one of you guys at home that tuned in and gave us the opportunity to talk you guys through this card. You know, we're blown away by just being able to be a part of something like this. It's such a great opportunity that Jamie's given us. Thank you guys for being here. SFC 50. Don't miss SFC 51 coming up in November 2nd. Yeah, absolutely. I hope I'm on the call. I got a couple guys I'm wanting to put on that card. Yeah. So we'll see if I'm here on the mic.
I'm glad you said that because that's the only Saturday I have off in November, so I'll be here.
Okay, yeah. So if I am here, if I do have guys fighting, they'll be debut Amis. So, you know, I should be able to jump in later. But thank you guys.
Instagram, Facebook, Summit Fighting Championships.
And also don't forget to follow Summit Grappling Championships. Stay tuned for the next date on that as well.
Yep, November 2nd, SFC 51. We'll see you guys there.
See you guys there.